I'm having the weirdest bug right now with the setup where if I go to stream on a hard wire, like with the Ethernet connection, it doesn't work and it keeps dropping frames. But when I go on Wi-Fi, it's fine. So maybe that's good enough. Like actually fucking streaming on a laptop on Wi-Fi of all things, although I always do the laptop thing. I don't think it hurts the quality too much. I was playing like WoW yesterday, Cataclysm, whatever, my throwback thing, and it only crashed like a couple times. And something like chess. Like, what do I normally do in the setup anyway? I do chess like on Tuesday, then I do the throwback like on Thursday, which could be various things. I'm not even sure what I'll do with the next one. And then I do something on Saturday that could be a little more intensive, but I don't get what it is. It could be the cable itself, or it could be something else, but that is so weird that the internet's working. Like my Wi-Fi is fine, but somehow the hardwire just isn't working. So here I'm going to continue a format that I started actually on that Saturday format, where it's sort of an excuse to play regular chess because I have this permanent variant gauntlet going on obviously for a while where I'm going through every single variant on chess.com and I'm playing until I lose a game and then I move on to the next one, and then when that's over then I'll go back to playing rated games on the chess and try to get from 17 to 1800. And so it was like a celebration for getting the 1700 in the first place, but there's so many variants, not even because I performed so well and gone on such long streaks that it's gone on so long, but there's just so many that it's gone on for a couple months. So I've been sort of craving to play regular chess, but I said that I won't play on the chess, or at least I won't play rated games. I might play viewers or something, but generally I've avoided playing. I haven't played it all off stream, and I haven't played any rated games, period. So instead I said, okay, I'll try these mobile games, and I'll play each one in like a permanent set to try to um I will try to do them in such a way that I'm able to play each one until I lose. Right. And so I've gone through a number of them already. Although I don't think I've lost in too many of them, so maybe I just went through various ones anyway. But right now we were on and this picture is just there as a generic thing. Like I don't even know what is Chess Universe. Is it the one I was just recently playing, or have I even played it? I think the last one I played is Chess Stars, I guess, is the one here. So we're and a lot of these have like a gambling element to them, where they're like, you're betting in-game currency on the outcome of a game. But I guess for me, every game is permadeath anyway. So I'll do this, and then if I lose, I guess I could. Wait, how could it be continuous guest though? Because I'm already. Oh, look how it tries to bait you into watching like an ad or something. I don't want to do this. The fact of the matter is that you're in a position where you're basically able to again play each of these until you lose, so that's why it makes a whole mockery even of the, what do you call it, it makes a mockery of the whole betting thing, because again I could bet my whole life savings on every game because in the game, because it doesn't matter because I can't lose anyway. So it's a fun idea because I make fun of stuff like this, but we may as well play these. Like again, it's just an excuse to go into my addiction of playing standard chess now that I've been craving it. Who would have thought? Because I like variants so much, but this is a good way. So this is the only way I'm allowed to do it. Again, aside from just playing maybe viewers and stuff, but those would be unrated games anyway. And so what you have is a situation with you have a situation where again each of these can last as long as I want, so it won't be as competitive or whatever. But ultimately, you know, this is like the bottom feeder effect where I get to checkers. Let me go. I'm at 27,000 apparently. Uh, Time mode. Yeah, then they have hints and stuff too. Like, isn't that fucking stupid? Isn't that like cheating? You can't fucking encourage cheating. What do you mean give me a hint? But no, like I should be easily, and yeah, this thing we've proven, like there's somebody with L's picture. So that means that these are at least fake. What they're showing, it doesn't mean that you're not really playing against real players. At least I hope you would be. This is a pretty popularly downloaded game. But no, I'm 785, but I haven't lost the game. So that's just where you start. It shows you my pink flamingo thing is undefeated or whatever. I just have to not go too fast. That's always why I lose in these, if I ever have. I lost in the one and I was kind of shocked by it. The one with the weird animations, like where there's the king on one side and all the pieces catch on fire, like when they're captured and stuff. I guess that one I didn't really have to do, did I? I could have waited. But no, don't try to move too fast. Don't try to act like you know what you're doing exactly. Yeah, I'm better than Alareza against Fabiano because and you might say, oh, it's because it's Fabiano, but it's really not. You've studied the game your whole life, but you lose in 9 moves. Like, when have I ever lost in 9 moves? against somebody commensurate to my ability, which is pretty low, but that's the point. Like, you should never lose in fucking 9 moves anyway. But no, this is really a new low, but this is the bottom feeder effect. Like, I can be the best player in this particular mode. This is where I get a little confused with these pawns, because if I go here, you would take, I would take. Actually, it could be good. I'm threatening their knight, and then if they take, I take, and then they can't take the bishop, and then if he leaves it, I can take here, and then if he takes, I take with the. Oh, the mouse is really sluggish. I could take here, and then you take back, but then I take this for free, right? Theoretically. And the reason why I have the impetus to do that is because now I'm attacking the knight, and so you have to address that. Then I can go here, but I can't give a check, so I guess it doesn't work. But now I could maybe do something similar. It wouldn't work now, I guess, because it's like, even if I took the knight, you could take that first, then I have to take back, and then you could still take back, so it's fine. So only if you move the knight. I'm pretty sure he's not aware of what I'm talking about. Like, you know, we can still do it just for the de facto trade element, but it's going to be the same thing. Like, it's not going to matter. In fact, even if he doesn't do it, I can still take, you know, he can still cover the thing, so it's fine. What does the thumbs up mean? Like, people are giving him a commendation for his level play. Like, who really plays this shit is the question, as I'm playing it right now. Who really plays this shit in the game? I don't understand. Now, this sort of compels the trade, and it guarantees my open file at the very least. Or I guess it doesn't, but it still does. See, this is where I get a little carried away with the trading. Are these really the best moves, and do I really care, and does it really matter? Because what you're doing here is actually pretty, you know... It's the one bit of credit in chess that I deserve. What I'm doing is actually quite intuitive, because I've always done this sort of mindset, is that what's the worst case that's going to happen? Is that I'm going to get a draw? I'm not going to use a fucking hint. Like, you can't lose if you play like this, because what are they going to do with what little material I'm giving them? And the answer is, there's nothing you really can do, but you can sometimes get carried away and fuck up, too. So, like, what should I even be trying to do now is the question. You could try to raise this to here. Is this guy really going to know in any way how to play this position? If you just don't make any obvious mistakes. Now, the material is so limited that I could draw like a 2,000 rated player. Maybe not, but I could almost draw a 2,000 rated player in this position with respect to they would take, I would take, there's no problem. If they take, I could take with the knight, but then I don't want to because then they check, but it doesn't really do anything. This pawn seems like the weak link, but I think I'm up by that much in a pawn anyway, or am I? So if we do this, we split it. If we do this, this one makes more sense to me at least. So they have the bishop pair, so that could be the only thing that gives them the advantage. But you see my inept sort of laziness that I do. It's not even about ability. They're like, I'm so eager to trade and so willing to do it, and it serves me so well so much of the time, but you have to show at least a little bit more awareness. So what you have to get now is like an octopus knight, and the way that you can do that is basically I don't actually know like what this knight is even doing. You could try to put it here. They're not really using their bishops very well, but if they did, you know, again, you're not going to win this game, even if you're better or whoever you are, but you might draw it, and so that's obviously the expectation. It's like I just always intuitively understood something about the game that way. Like, there is something to be said when it comes to... Sometimes you have to not be hesitant to move the king either. If you feel like doing it, just do it. But, you know, like, you can block off the rook's open file and things like that. But what you have is... you know, you just realize the nature of the game and the drawish tendency and everything like that. You can go here now, which I don't like, and you could even take there if I did that, so... I could try to take this, which doesn't seem worth it at all. In fact, you wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't mind doing this trade, but again, this is the same kind of laziness that this pawn, if you raise this, creates a problem for me, right? I can't fully figure out how to reinforce that. Let's just be, if I lose a game like this, so that would tell you exactly why. That, again, my trading idea works, or it's good for its intended purpose, but it just doesn't work when it comes to, you shouldn't overdo it. So I think I'm at maybe a -1 disadvantage if he does something right here. But I thought I had won that like just for free. If you push this, I can take, and then I can try to cover it. Right? There's no reason why I can't just like mount the bishop here. We get some stupid ass cutoff ads here. I don't even know what that's, not any better than seeing the ones on chess.com. You know, it'd be interesting to see what kind of crazy streaks we could actually go on here with respect to, you have to be more willing to push the pawns than really what I am. And even that's bad because they would take, I would take, they would still take. So there's no opening or anything clear that I can see that you can actually do in the game here. So if you're able to push this, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. But is it really worth it? I'd like to actually do this, but I can't do that either, so I don't know. I guess this knight isn't really doing anything. You can't give a check. You can't do much with that. See, all things considered, he played pretty decently. Or maybe I just make it look like that because again, I trade it down so it's never going to be like a blowout win. Or you're never going to win in like the middle game with a mate because you're always going to trade and just win by attrition, which is actually the correct way to play and how the game actually works, but whatever. So we'll go here, and the reason why is because he would take, I would take, he would take, I would still take, or whatever. I would take. Doesn't necessarily seem worth it. In fact, the way I'm leaving my pawns split out here is really fucking stupid. But what it could at least do is it could compel the trade, or that in itself is kind of a bad move. If I go here, you would take, I would take. You could end up going there, and then I could have trouble covering this, would be the whole problem. But the reason why it's not is because you could go here. You could go here, but then he would bring the thing to give a check. So is there some other way I can stop him from going there? And I guess it's this, even though I don't really want to do that. But no, it's amazing that these people even get as far as they do. Or again, I don't know what 845 means in this, but it's not really anything to your fault because you start there. Like, I started at 750, so I've won every game. Still has better emotes than fucking Magic the Gathering Arena that just doesn't have any. No, some of these games are actually pretty popular, so I can't remember which ones I played or lost or won in so far. Now, you can't block it, but it almost doesn't matter. But what does it allow me to do? You should try to like get behind their pawns with the bishop, and then maybe that can pose a problem. You know, push their king back a little bit. Now, that's problematic a little bit, although it's not really too bad. The point is you're stopping him from coming in there, so the king can't actually go anywhere. And the reason why is because that's blocked off by the knight, that's blocked off by the pawn, so you really are completely stuck in there. In fact, I don't know. So we try to go behind their pawns here, I guess, could be a thing. The knight can't actually move very well. You could try to give a check again here. It doesn't open anything else up. And of course, there's a good central position for the bishop. I was trying to go like here and then there. If you go to here, is that a mate? It's not, because, but you might be able to do some unleash. If I check here and you go here, then I could unleash into like a potential take there. I go here, then he goes there, then I go here, you can't take. And then I could take that pawn, for example. So, and if you go back, that's fine too. So the point is that you're basically in a position to, it doesn't open anything for him. Even going here could potentially be good for the simple reality that I was going to say you get a passed pawn because you go here, take. You would like push this pawn first to try to do it. But now we don't have that option, so it's a little bit confusing because the knight can't actually move and you could go like this. But the king is always pushed back adequately. So let me try to do what I was trying to do with the bishop before. Like, look at how much work you have to put in. This is what I don't like about chess. it doesn't matter. Like, if it's a draw or even if I win, like, it doesn't matter. This is like, why does it take this much effort at this level of play? I don't know. Yeah, you mathematically shouldn't even be able to cover that except for you can just go there. I should have almost tried to target the other thing, target this pawn with the knight, but I can't figure out entirely how to do it. It would have been like way too long-winded of a sequence. So now all you have to do is raise the thing to there. And again, it also just always comes down to time. If you feel like you're able to, it comes down to time to the extent that, this could be dangerous if I am sort of forced to take or just got to pose simultaneous threats, basically. So I don't actually want to take that, but if I go here, he can take, so I have almost no choice. Now it leads to the potential that you can take with that, so this position could be all fucked up. You take there, that's fine. So now it's hard to say which way I really want to go with this. If I go there, the dark square bishop can immediately take my dumb ass or check my dumb ass. In fact, anywhere I go, that can happen. But I guess what you can do is you can easily just cover it to the extent that I would attack with that, and then even if you bring the pawn, I can always just take it. You bring the bishop, I attack it, then you come back. What I want to do is I want to bring the knight, bring the knight, bring the knight, or what is it? Bring the knight, bring the knight. I don't know. That maybe isn't the greatest move. He's going to try to come behind here. He's going to come behind here and attack this. He can also give a check here, and I can block, and it's also covered by the knight. But if I move the knight now, I guess it also blocks off the other square that you would be attacking that from. Right, so this is the key lesson in this kind of position is you want to do open or like multiple threats at once. And the way that you can do that is by simply allowing yourself to you could go here actually, attacking that. And then from there you would like to attack this, but you can't because that's just how annoying the knight can be. You go here, you force the thing to go there. Then you go down to here attacking this. And the reason why is because now you're attacking this and this together, which you could still cover it to some degree, but you would think something would open up eventually, and I just don't know. I mean, give this guy his flowers, give him a thumbs up, because I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, there's something, it's my own sort of resentment for how the game works that leads to these positions all the time, because I know that's how, like, it's always going to be the same shit. Repetitive, stale, kind of nonsense positions. You go to here, this is still attacking that adequately. I don't know exactly what that's even doing. Now, the point is mathematically, you're double attacking this and you're attacking this. So it's mathematically impossible for you to cover that pawn. If you go up, I just simply take, but then I guess you would take back, so that would solve it, but it wouldn't because you would take this and check. So the only logical thing you'll do is you'll go back. And if you go back, then I'm able to... Then I can take, you can take, I can take. It may be better to actually keep the knight around now because of how the position, well, it's dangerous because he has, you can't target this one. You could target this, but the king is there. And then even if you try to target this, you can't really attack both of these at once. So, no, it is remarkable though. And again, some of it is my own taking the piss tendency that I play it in such a way that it's a drawish game, but that's the thing is that it is a drawish game. So if you take, I take. If you don't take, okay, that actually does me a major favor. Now you should also almost be able to take this, but you can't. So now he has his targets ready, but you are obligated to try to take there. So now by not doing that, is it worth it to do this or not is the question. I could try to do both, like I go here, I cover it, and then I'm still able to take this. So you have to make up your mind. You go there, and then I gotta try to attack this one, which I don't actually know how to do. I don't know. I mean, the knight is a piece that will just fucking. You can try to go here, thereby pushing that out. Then I'll go from there to somewhere else. He's gonna try to attack the other side. I can go here. It's like an octopus knight, and you can try to bring the king to attack that. I think I could probably stop it pretty easily, but it might pose the multi-threat of something else where the king attacks this and something else happens. Okay, so the real lesson here is, okay, you'll bring the king, you'll attack both of those at once. But I'm taking this, so now you have to cover that. But you mathematically can't cover it now. Or... Are you serious, man? At some point you get frustrated here with like how much goes into it. So now this one's under threat too. This one's covered. This one you're gonna go and you're gonna take it, which I don't even care because I would have taken this one in the process. Then go ahead, dude. Go ahead, drag it out. This is what chess is all about, man. Just realize that if you're playing an actual long format, you're actually unbeatable. Gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Give me a threefold repetition, dude. I don't even care. A draw doesn't count as a loss. So it's okay. I'll still get to keep going. So like you'll go there. I don't. Maybe I just do this. So let him take, then I take. Like I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of it. Now you'll get a pass pawn thing, but mine is there as well. I don't give a shit, man. Just go, man. So now you have the ability to push that, which I might not even really be able to stop. So I probably just threw the game out of pure frustration. You'll bring this. You can wait, I guess. You bring it to here, thereby attacking there. So even if you were to try to do that, I don't know. Now you have to do it. Now you could check and possibly take it. But very impressive. I mean, just... You know what, man? I don't know what to tell you. He's pretty low on time. You might still be able to do this. I don't care. But he missed a chance to even stop that, though. You have to get to a position where... Oh, but I might be fucked with the one position that I can't stop him from... Not stop him from... Okay, alright, man. Alright. No, I really can't explain it sometimes. Okay, so we're kind of stalemate-ish position. Hint, it's a stalemate. Weird. With 8 seconds left. No, that one is actually shocking to me. Like, do I get to look back and like, I don't understand. No, but I do get it. Like, I'm letting myself get frustrated and treating the game like an actual game. That's what I always forget about chess. It's not actually a game that actually has outcomes to it. Right? What you're doing is you're trying to play for an outcome and you're trying to play. It's just not the kind of game that you do that with. So could I have easily gotten a threefold repetition and not done that sort of forced trade? Absolutely, but I just don't like that. I'm out of touch with standard chess. I've forgotten how it actually works. Right, as a 1700, top 30% player in the world, like you forget sometimes how the game actually works. It was showing me some stupid ass ad there. But like, yeah, there was nothing he could do either. It's just a stale, boring position like every other game of chess ever in existence. So let me look for another one. I just don't want to accidentally do one that I've done before. Right, so some of these are like the top ones. Like, what is this? Ajedrez and Chess Online. Yeah, I can't even remember, honestly. I didn't do too many of them, I guess, but I don't think we did this Ajedrez one. And that one looks very popular, and it says online, so you would assume some of these will be popular, but they won't actually have multiplayer in them. And of course, we're excluding like chess.com and stuff. Chess Universe, but didn't I do that? Like, I don't get it. This one I don't think I've done. Maybe I'll remember from the UI, but the UI of all these is the same fucking thing anyway. Or there was this Queen's Gambit game that I almost wanted to do, but I can't do it unless I'm subscribed to Netflix. You have to have like a Netflix fucking. I don't even get it. You have to subscribe and have some link your account or something. Let me see if I play this, and what does that even mean? It has all this other shit in there. It almost sounds like that could be a chess variant, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So chess, play with the computer, 2-player. Now, it said online. Okay, here we go. 10 plus 0, classical 40. Yeah, I'll be unbeaten in that one. Goes without saying. What is this? So let's see how popular it is. Or what? No. Okay. Wait, do people actually play this shit? And the point is, it's the same thing. So I've had those 2 losses that are like, I can't remember what the other one was. Maybe that one wasn't quite like that. But no, that's your worst enemy, is sort of underestimating people or something, but it's really not even that. It would have been fine if you just got a draw, like really, if I didn't do that pawn push, what could I have done? I could have just, kept sitting on the same threat. So even if his king had took that, I could have took his other one there. And so, I don't know. And it was like the exact, it would have still been fine because I got to promote myself, but it's the one position where, oh, he can check with the queen, right? It happens to be in line with you check with the queen, and then you get to take my queen because it's in the same file, basically. So this is going to be the problem, that you won't actually be able to find a game. Don't just look in Africa, dude. You can look all around the world. It's making it seem like it's just looking there. I like all these stereotypes. Like, this is supposed to be Russia, I guess. Supposed to be the United States. Like, the way the characters look based on that. Bro. It's not my fault if I can't find a match. It said this game has like millions of downloads, so what the fuck? Maybe everybody's playing Blitz. Yeah, let's do intermediate at least. That's using like the same UI as chess.com. In fact, even the clock looks a little bit like it. So I'm 500, which is not what intermediate would mean at all, but I'm assuming this is a player. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so often the games come down purely to time, and also to draws that yeah, I gotta relearn this tendency actually. And what the most important thing in the game of chess is just, you gotta always see the drawish nature. Use the chess or chess. No, I'm not doing that right now though. Thanks for the follow. Because whatever, I'm kind of taking a break from the chess, and I am using chess.com, but only for my variants right now. I've never really seen this move before. If I do this, it's kind of dumb because you'll get threatened out. So I actually forget how I would deal with this. Let's go here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I'm so thrown off by that move of theirs that, okay, whatever, dude. This is fine. You go like this. I can go like this. I can easily still come back, but I don't know why I'm playing like this. Yeah, what is this cutesy fucking... Is that the one they were using as the Russia placeholder stand-in? So here we go like... I don't know. They might make some amateurish mistake here too. Or like even moving the queen so much early is exactly what you... This shows you how out of touch I am though. I was on one of my best streaks ever, getting 1700 there, getting from like 15 to 1700 in only like a month or two. And like, obviously, it's a case where, whatever, I was trying to take a break to do that, but do the variant thing, it just went on a lot longer than I thought. This is fine. Now, there should be easily something you can exploit here with this position, because This pawn can't really do anything. Rose playing chess on 800 ping. Why? Oh yeah. I guess I could have an advantage because of that. You won't find anyway halfway decent player. Well, I don't know if I was playing against very good players anyway. You know, it's not like I was at a very high rating. But we can go like this, I guess. If they take, I take. Like, look at how much pressure you're actually putting on this fucking piece. But if he raises it, it's fine. That should open up something still. Like, you could certainly take. I would take, they would take, I would take back. And what you're really doing with this is you're presenting the possibility of the unleash because of the simple fact that if you're able to, or you can just give a check right away, which maybe that's greedy, but it means that they move there and then I can move my queen here, I guess. Or they're going to block. Like, this is cute because you're attacking the queen and then you're guaranteeing an unleash. This is probably no, but then they'll take my queen. But then I could ignore it and then check and then I don't know. They'll take the queen, I'll ignore it, right? Let's say, and we'll give a crazy check. But then it won't matter because okay, like I go here, they address the check, but then they'll address the check by bringing the queen back. Like, you don't need to try to be this fancy. Like, it's still fine. What am I really up by? I'm only up by like a pawn or something. I don't even know now. No, they won't do, or are they up somehow? Oh no, but that's just because I blundered the piece at the beginning. Yeah, why is this ping so high anyway? But the real point is to show that I should go on like a 1,000,000 game win streak with whatever. I don't even mind if I can't find good players. I mind if I can find players, period, which I'm assuming at least these are players, but okay, let's just play it kind of normally so that discourages you from castling. You can kind of pin this down in a way that would be a little bit annoying. If I go here now, you're threatening the fork and you're threatening that is pinned. So that could be a very strong move. You go to here, D4. I had discovery checks. Yeah, I didn't really see anything too great, but I probably missed something. I'm only a 500 rated player on a mobile game. What do you expect? But obviously, yeah, I'm treating like I'm winning too when I'm actually down a piece, but we'll have an epic comeback. Now, this is great because you're either going to win the piece or you're going to fork. So that's a guaranteed net positive right there. We have to deal with these stupid ads. So you're going to lose a piece at least guaranteed, right? I can't think of a single way. You could castle, then I could check and take this, so that'd still be a trade. This is fine. So we guarantee the take. There's always something better. Like I do something good, but there's something even better if you're willing to look a little bit longer, and I'm often too lazy to do that. I kind of like this better somehow. But then again, we're gonna pin the other one too. Right, we're pinning this, and now maybe I could double attack it some other way, but I have to move the other knight still too. And knight g3 plus taking a rook would have been nice. Okay, let's see. We can take this, and then even if he takes my rook, it's perfectly fine. So at least now it should be even because we gave up. Oh, what a mistake. Now we can take, or we just win the game, or what? My reward, my reward for winning the game is to see an ad, of course. At least give me the confirmation that I won, bro. I think that's why I should take you to play the game, not to skip. You have to wait for like, fuck. Okay, dude, okay. I don't want to show my AFK screen either because I want to show the confirmation that I actually won. I'm pretty sure that was a mate, but you're not even letting me fucking see it, bro. We get the point, dude. I don't want to click this and accidentally it'll take me to fucking download it. Maybe you can just click this.
Ebony, download now.
Bro. Fuck, so yeah, now you have to wait for this thing, I think. Yeah, but look at this false advertising. The graphics are completely different from that then. Okay, we won. At least give me the confirmation of the win first. Black is victorious, checkmate. Eating while watching TV, I'm definitely more lazy right now. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, but see, now I'll go on a 100-game win streak in this game. Just to show that I'm so good. The bottom feeder effect, which again, people sometimes say that with playing online in general. Even playing on chess or chess.com is kind of like that. Because you're taking advantage of the fact that, you know, they're so bad. Look at this, 800 rated player. For whatever that means on here. But no, even those are inflated, but it's not like I can go to over-the-board tournaments every day or something that I've never actually been to one, obviously, but I was waiting till I got to like 2,000 on there, so even if there is a few hundred points of inflation, that's fine. Like, if you're 2,000, you'll be 1,800, like, that's good enough for me. Like, why waste your time when you're only, like, you know, when you're only 1,500 on there, then you're like 1,300, like, it's just a waste for all the time and the effort that it takes to go there. I'm not Alex Botez or some shit where I can cloud chase my way to freedom. I'm not using with chess right now. These games can still be good and instructive. Watch, like, at a certain point, there are going to be at least decent players on here. But like, this is 800 rating here, and I just lost a game in one of these too. Even if I want to say it's because I was lazy, it's not even because I was lazy. It was because I was trying to play the game for a win when it's clearly a draw. Just because I feel insulted that I have to take a draw, but that's just how the game of chess works half the time. You know, no matter how good these people think they are, it's going to come down to time. It's going to come down to something stupid. You might think you have something cute there, but you really don't. Or maybe you do because... see, I'm no expert on these little gambits and tricks, but like, we're playing an 800 rated player in a mobile game, and they're trying to pull this shit on me. Like, if I take, you can move the knight there, then you set up for the check, and then the mate. But even that doesn't work, because my knight is still there, so I'm not convinced. And even then, the check doesn't work, because this you could still cover, so what the fuck? You're at such a constrained point in the game where it could sometimes get annoying, where they did that without really knowing what they're doing. They're just doing it. But I still have to be careful because it makes you think they have some idea. If you do this, I just take... If you... you just have to withstand whatever clown behavior they're doing, and then you'll be fine. This could be good because you get to... I would take with the pawn, they would take with the knight, I would take with the... No, they would still be able to take. I almost want to do it like this. I would... It still doesn't work, though. There's no way you can actually adequately cover that, I guess. Just play 2300. Yeah, 2300 is a different story. Like, I can't do that. Tesla common lit chess, I couldn't tell the difference. Yeah, once you get to that stage, I'm sure. You're around the same on both. I think the best player on that... I'd be the best player on the app. Yeah, you probably would, and I might be able to as well, because I don't know how competitive it is. They probably got away with playing in that high school back in the 80s. Got away with that playing in the high school in the 80s. I don't know what the fuck this is, but... They'll raise the pawn. I don't know. Obviously, what they're doing is not good, but this is one of my weaknesses, is like, if you do weird shit like this, you can sometimes throw me off. Like, I definitely should not take. I can guarantee you that. But what I could do is, if he takes, I can still take with this. And if he raises, I can still take. So I shouldn't even worry about it, and it's fine. But it's probably not fine. Because now they're going to bring the rook or something, like... I should try to put a certain amount of pressure. Like, now we're attacking it adequately, but even if you bring the rook, right? I would take with the pawn, you would take with the thing, I would take with the bishop, you would take with the thing, I would take... It still wouldn't be enough, though. I really don't know what they're doing. I could do this to try to force them to take with the queen. I don't know. This is where, once again, I'm lazy because you're already playing in such a clown way. If you take it, I can take it with that. Doesn't really bother me. If you take... Well, but that might create some problems too, but not really, because this square is pretty much locked down, so why should this be an issue? Right, the knight can't come in. If the rook tries to come in, I have my own rook to answer that. So, like, now, you go here, I take. If you go here... If I can move my fucking mouse. Okay, you're not even really trying to do anything. So let me try to do this first myself. Or is my other knight gonna get trapped because it's such a clown piece? You would take, I could take, I don't see what that has to really do with anything. I really want to do this. Or you could do like this and then, I don't know. I could take, you could take, I could take you. You know, you would think cutting down the material this much would actually be a good thing for me because they're in such an amazing aggressive position that they would take, I would take. Yeah, go ahead, do it. Now you got nothing left to attack me with. Like, if you are gonna play this crazy, stupid style, then so here you'll raise the pawn, I guess. I want to go like this so that whole file is totally blocked out. Like, imagine playing this way though. Like, you have to assume that your opponent isn't good and doesn't know what they're doing, which I'm not, but okay, that is a very scary, very dangerous move, no question about it. Okay, don't tell me there's actually something to this. You would think a certain threat of your own would open up in the process of, you know, all the pressure that they're doing, but I'm not very good at spotting those. They would take, I would take, they would take, I mean, I could block with this if I really had to. It's just kind of, it's amazing that they can even create anything from this. Like, okay, they'll raise the pawn, and then I'll just, they raise the pawn, I could double push the pawn. I'm very confused, but it's okay. Look how fast they're playing, too. Like, you check it there. Now we go like this, but you could end Pizant, my dumbass, I guess. Or, I mean, I can even do like this now. I'm so confused. If you bring the rook, I can just take it with no repercussions. So, the whole point of this is just to keep your king safe. Am I even up by any substantial amount? I feel like, yeah, I'm up by like a bishop, I guess. You're attacking onto there. There's no reason why that should be a big cause for concern. I would do this, but then the end Pizant leaves me kind of vulnerable. And go back to here. Now the problem becomes, what if you bring the rook? But if you do bring the rook, I could just take and check. And so it doesn't actually address the problem of, you know, creating that threat. So I go here, you bring the rook, I just take it. And then you also are not able to do this. This is like mind-boggling, dude, that this is even going in this direction. Now you castle, so now you could bring the rook adequately. But if you do that, then I could bring my queen, I guess. Like, I have one move window to work with. So my development is not the greatest. My knight can't do shit. If I go here, then bring the queen. So, like, now, I go here, you go here, I go here. You would take, I would take, you would come there, I could still take. It should work for what it's worth. This is why I hate opening type stuff. It's not even that what they did is good, but it can confuse the shit out of me sometimes. It's one of those things. Like, it gets to subtle science. You just have to know how to do it exactly. You definitely don't want to take, but you can just, or I guess like, no, whatever. You go here now, everything is fine because you would take, I would take, you can't do anything. If you come there again, then I still take. Like, look, this guy's saying the competition isn't going to be good here. Like, I'm actually struggling. I'm actually getting heated at 800 rating in a fucking mobile chess game. That's when you know you're fucking down bad. Maybe this just proves that chess isn't that good because I don't know. There was a stretch where I was playing at objectively a pretty decent level though because whatever, I don't know. Because you're automatically playing down your competition and you feel like you can get away with certain things and like I didn't even do anything really wrong this game. I'm just more so baffled by how stupid this is. But this is like my specialty. I'll survive some bullshit dumb attack that they do and then I'll end up winning off the back of it. So I do find that satisfying because attacking in chess is extremely difficult to the point that you can give a check here and it doesn't really do anything. Now you're covering this, but couldn't I just do it now where no, I guess not. Um why is this so hard for me to stop on like a basic level? Like I don't get it. You'll take, I'll take, then you'll go there. I want to be able to move the darks for bishop itself. So if you take, I guess I could do something as simple as this too, but I go here, then you can't take. It shuts down the whole threat because of the simple fact that you would take, I would take. Something still isn't right about this. You would take, I would take, you would go there, and then instead of taking, I don't know. They've had something probably much better there. They gave up kind of the core threat that we have to work with here. And so now it doesn't even do anything. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. So you can get the dark square bishop out there. This is a good bait play. Like if they no, it doesn't matter though. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would take. Is it really worth it to do a crazy shot like no, but I can't even move this at all. So because I can't move it, if they threaten it, I'm in trouble. Why can't I just do this to try to shut down like the dinky threat here? Like you would take, I would take, if you take, I take, you take, I still take. Now whatever threats you had should be gone because if you go here, I can't take it, but I don't really need to take it as much, I don't think. And yeah, trading down your pieces is such a brilliant idea. Oh, I'm at 31 seconds though. You take, I get, oh wow. I'm still in a good spot, I think, but this just makes me sad though. It's not even about the level of play, alright? That's my one weakness is time. Like, how the fuck are they so fast with whatever they're doing, even if they're playing badly? How are you so fast, bro? You gotta go super fast. I don't think you can even pre-move in this, so I'm gonna be fucked. I'm gonna lose to pre-moving in a mobile game. You have to enable some kind of setting, I guess. You can take this, but you can't really take it. It's pretty unfair that you don't get to fucking pre-move. I could have just taken it. Bro, am I really gonna lose like this? There must be some way to turn it on, but I don't even want to worry about it right now. So you don't have very good threats available, although I kind of gave up whatever little material advantage I might have had. I can try to give a check to here. Even if I'm deciding on my moves, I can't do them quickly enough. Like, it's taking me forever. If you take, I still take. That is bullshit. Yeah, it's easy to flag people here. I didn't realize we'd be... Okay, okay. Okay, okay, dude. This is really what it is, huh? You can take... I give up. I give up. I'm doing the move, too, before... It wasn't a bad position, but obviously time-wise... I'm doing it. You can see me doing it before. See, like, this is a lot harder than you would think, or I have to kind of get a better time discipline a little bit. Of course, I wouldn't accuse anybody of cheating, but it's kind of like, you know, you never know with these kind of things. Like, I don't get how these people are so good. Or again, either so fast. Bro. Alright, so we'll go find... I don't even have to wait for the outcome. Like, we can just fucking, like, wait for the ad. So what is it that we haven't done here is the big question. And the answer is... No, I mean, the competition level is at least decent. It's actually not that bad. Because these people are fast. These people are able to play to draws at a moderate level. It's actually kind of hard to believe. I must have uninstalled this because I'm sure that I had done... Chess Universe. Because, like, why would I have used the art, I guess, if I hadn't played the game? Wait, let me look for another one. Chess Online. Over 70 million installs, but I feel like this one didn't have online capability. I'm so confused. This is like the AI Factory Limited one that always everybody mistakenly uses as like a general chess category on YouTube when you go to upload videos there. So multiplayer, start local match, sign in. Wait, how do you know? What the fuck is going on? Both players are ready. Wait, what? How does it know my identity here? I'm so confused by what's even happening, but I guess Blackmar Gambit. I'm pretty sure I didn't play as this one anytime recently. But then I don't get it. I must have set up an account or what? And why is it showing me the top of the whatever? You can do this, I guess. Not that you entirely want to even protect that. I must have already had the game installed somehow, but even then it doesn't explain the entire... Like, this becomes annoying because the knight is caught in two annoying spots. If you go there, you could take it, I don't know. Or I'm playing this kind of the wrong way. I'm acting like I want a queenside castle or some shit. Now, this is adequately covered, but I'm not even really trying to do that. I'm just more so trying to castle. Right, so I'm just doing basic development anyway. Let me see. Well, I'll have to look at my old VOD or something to actually see which which ones I actually played in that last session. I have to keep track of which ones I'm actually losing in because it's pretty fucking common apparently. You go ahead, you bring the bishop out, and if you bring the bishop out, then you can castle. This is perfectly fine. I can pin it down here. So there, I could take, or you would have adequate cover, I guess. I would take, you would take, 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 I would take, you would still take. If you raise it, I can still take. If you take it, I can still take with even, well, it'll mess up my pawns though. So maybe I shouldn't have let that happen, but even the act of doing that lets me fuck up the whole thing too. I definitely don't remember playing this or expecting that it would have some kind of multiplayer capability. Let's go ahead and we'll check again. And then we could take this, but again, it'll fuck everything all up with respect to the pawn. So maybe I'll take with the pawn. And then well, maybe it's not so, you can take that, I guess. It's not so bad though, because even if you go like this, I could still take. So technically you're safe here for now, but it's just kind of weird. So you can definitely take that, which I think would still make it even, but oh, I like the way it displays everything here. Alright, fine. Or this square becomes kind of dangerous though, so maybe I should get this out of there. You'll bring in the light square bishop itself, and the reason why you would do that is because if I castle now, you can come down to there, which is actually fine. Maybe I should just do it. You can't take this. If you do this, I take. It's still covered. It's awkward to be in this position, but, you know, with the bishop kind of hanging on to two pawns like that. If you raise this, you could potentially try to take there. So I'm obviously not putting forth a good amount of effort in general, but you know, that shouldn't be something you have to, I mean, I guess that's the definition of effort. You should have to try to do it, but the point is that I don't know, it's just not quite what I was expecting. So here you're gonna almost try to trap it in there, but you're really not going to. Let me try to just attack it in sort of an annoying, peevish way. And if I can do that, then even that's sort of like a lazy play. But no, now I can like move the knight itself, and then I'm attacking this. So if I can attack something with the knight, it would be good, but there's nothing really good to do with the knight. If I could like raise the pawn to here, then you could do it like this. If you take, I still take. You can try to take this one here. You can also try to, you can't move that at all. Now you could try to raise this and it's covered by that, but then it busts up my position all the more. Like, I don't like the way this whole position looks. If you ever cover this square, then you could put the thing there and then take this automatically. And so maybe I should do it for that reason. You're threatening, but it doesn't actually do a whole lot. You can try to create the double stack, and if you can do that, then it is definitely problematic for me here. But not really, because the knight covers that anyway, so you technically could fight back. So now you can guarantee the take onto here. And the reason why is because the knight, the bishop can't really go anywhere. Right, so I always get so excited about that kind of trade, and this actually makes it worse for you, I guess, because you could almost just trap it out right now, but you won't have enough time. Like, you'll open this, which is still fine. What? Well, even doing that, I should be able to take back, but this is a player, right? Bro, like, what the fuck is going on? I could even go there too. Like, why is this such a big issue, man? Like, I'm so confused by how people play this game, dude. If he's up maybe a couple pawns, I don't even care. You take, I take, you take. Or wait, is there no time thing either? Like, what the fuck is the time limit on this game? What the fuck am I even looking at? Yeah, that's something you always have to enable is like pre-moves and shit. I have no idea. So I hate these kind of positions where you want to trade something, but you're not in the position to actually be able to do it. And the reason why is because, well, I can just get it out of there though. Like, I'm just so sick of this already. Just fucking do it. Either you gotta trade or just kind of dance around all fucking day. You could probably mate me somehow. Like, what are these positions that are occurring? Like, I'm normally pretty good at dictating what the position is, whether it's good or not. Right? I'm usually the one who can handle it. So it's like something has happened in these that's super weird that I'm like letting it just go in a different direction. So this one isn't even covered at all. You could check from there, but I could still take. I kind of want to go here. This like octopus knight, but I'm just totally lost. Like, I don't know what I'm even fucking doing. You go ahead and you decide to give a check there. I could take everywhere the rook is going, pretty much you could take. Um you could give a check from there, but I could take, you know, you might think, oh, I always end up in defensive positions, but that part I don't even mind. I'm just more like the one thing I don't get about this game is the time limit. I'm okay with doing that, I guess, but maybe the Octopus Knight is stronger, but it's not truly an Octopus Knight because of the simple fact that I don't care. It'll double stack the pawn, that's fine. Now, all you have to do is figure a way to actually trade something, which is virtually impossible to actually do. Even though I just did. I guess since there's no time limit, I have no excuse if I lose. This is still covered against a check. I just position like this is so confusing. Like, I have no idea what you'd even be trying to do. I have no clue. Like, I'd like to move this, but you really can't move it anywhere good. Getting in the way. You go here, he would take, I would take, he would take out. So let me try it. You're not really attacking anything and you don't really have a good follow-up move anywhere to go is the problem. You can create the double stack. Part of it is I'm playing, you know, a little worse than you'd expect, but part of it is also just these people are maybe better than I'm giving them credit for. So here is the problem that it would allow you to give a check there, which is not really the end of the world either, but you give a check, I stay connected, I attack this. But no, I don't understand if I'm even playing against a player here. I don't understand if I'm even I can go here now finally, and I don't care. So you would take, I would take, you would take, I would still take, you would take, I would take, you would take, I would still take. Creating the double stack earlier might have been a lot better for this person, and I'm surprised they didn't even really do it. Right, it's definitely very impressive here of a position that they've made. They're up by only really a couple pawns though, so I'm not too worried about. Or wait a second. Okay, okay. All right. Now they're up by actually a piece that otherwise they were up by only a couple pawns. Um, well, there's plenty of mobile games to go around, so I guess I don't really care, but give a check here, you can take a pawn, or you would have been able to take a pawn. I don't know what's going on. You have the double stack capability even now that you're still choosing not to do. You're attacking this, you are able to give a check there potentially. Give a check, you can take this anytime you want. Yeah, like either there is no time control or it just doesn't show it to you very well. Pretty sure it's a pretty easy mate that you could do, but okay. So maybe I'm throwing these almost on purpose, but I can't really explain it. Yeah, when the fuck did I even sign up for this? Why is it even said my name on there? Why is this thing all grayed out? People are actually disconnecting because they're playing on like a choppy mobile service, I guess, potentially. Okay, so here you have the simple ability to try to get a stalemate, I guess. You give a check here, I can fork the stupid ass rooks, which doesn't do anything. Okay, please, just hurry up, please, please. It's obviously over. I just want to see maybe one more. Bro, how do I even resign, man? Pause the match. But does that mean it's a bot then? Waiting for their move. I'm so confused. I don't get it. How is that a multiplayer match if... I don't get it. So they're all correspondence games and they're just... I don't even understand whether that was a player or not, but whether it was or not. Both players are ready. You were playing... No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, we'll try one more just for the fuck of it here. And something is weird about how I'm playing these, but it's okay. Or actually, forget it. That's good enough. See you later. Okay, so today I'm going to be playing the Queen's Gambit game, which I think is mobile exclusive. And I discovered this only a few days ago for the first time. And it's also going to be permadeath, which means if at any point in the game I lose a game, right, whether it be to AI or if you can even play it online, which they should probably let you, like it'll just have the aesthetic, like you get to play as one of the characters in the game or whatever. And just play online against other people who happen to be playing it, which this game technically isn't free, unlike most mobile games, because you have to actually be subscribed to Netflix. So I just paid like $7 to subscribe for the month just to try it. But the point is that it's a cool idea, but I'll rehash my critique of Queen's Gambit in a second. But yeah, I figured I would just try this, and this is part of like a little mini series I've started with chess. So normally my day where I play chess is Tuesday, and that's like where I do just a regular series, like I'm trying to just ladder and raise my rating like on the chess. And then I take breaks, or I'm taking a break from that right now on Tuesday and doing the permadeath variant gauntlet, or I kind of do that on other days too if I have extra time outside of my normal category. But I'm doing that basically to celebrate getting to 1700. So I said I'll play every variant on chess.com until I lose a game and then it's over. And there's way more than I thought. So it's gone on longer than I expected. But the point is that then I'll go back once that's over to trying to get to 1800. Then maybe once I get to 18, I'll celebrate again by doing that. So that's kind of my main normal chess series. And so on Saturday, I've made sort of a tradition of doing it as a filler episode where, like, normally Saturday for me, which is obviously today, is meant to be a format where I play something I've never played before, or something that's about to get delisted and things like that. And so technically that's true here. I've never played this before, but that's a little bit of a cop out when you do it with chess. So whatever. If I don't feel like I have time or I don't really have a great idea for what to do and I'm not really prepared, I just do chess as a cop out. But what I did, like I think last Saturday, I started this new format that's like a permadeath. Was it last Saturday or the one before? I can't remember. But it was a format in which I was able to do like a mobile chess game permadeath gauntlet. So I played through a couple of them, like Chess Universe and other whatever weird ones. And so I was just doing it to say I'll play each of these chess mobile games until I lose a game, and then it's over. Then I have to move on to the next one. So upon doing that, I stumbled upon this, which again, I don't know whether the emphasis is online or you can play through the campaign. So what would be cool if you could do in the campaign is like if it was realistic too, like a dynamic thing where you start off and you're playing at a low rating, but then by the time you get to the end of the game, you actually have to play at a 2000 level, otherwise you'll get destroyed. So I would obviously just lose there. Like I have to play against Borgov, but you actually have to play at a 2600 level in order to beat him. Like it's actually authentic to the show in that sense, and you can't really cheat it. So you'd have to really be that good to do it. But yeah, I'll play until I lose, whether it be online, whether it be single player. If it has both, maybe I'll split it in two. But I highly doubt anybody will even be playing this because I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be that popular. The fact that you require a Netflix subscription to do it. I mean, I guess you would consider it free if you already have one, but that's just too convenient. Like you're not going to expect it or at this exact time that you would happen to have it when you feel like playing this game. But it is a cool idea, so let me try to think how I described Queen's Gambit, because I used to review movies, and so this one deserves a little rehashing treatment. Like if I was to give it a score, I would give it like a C, on a C, almost borderline D, like a C minus, or if you want to give it like a star system, it's like 2.5 to 3 stars. I wasn't that impressed. I don't think it's terrible, but I think it's highly overrated. It's just the gimmick of like, oh, that show about chess, and all the chess streamers would always talk about it and whatever. It's says me. But the point is that it's not that good. It's only like 7 episodes, I believe. I can't even remember exactly. I saw it a little while ago, maybe a year or two ago. I can't remember. But again, her acting is really good. The character is somewhat interesting, although she becomes a bit of a cliche later, like getting drunk and whatever, like she's a rock star or something. Like you'd really be making this much money to be loafing around like that from chess, and they kind of glorify that too much, first of all. Taking her mom on vacation and stuff, like at that time in history, let alone even now, you don't make that much money from chess. But is it because she was the original clout chaser, like, oh, she was getting so much attention and magazine covers for being a female player, instead of actually just, you wouldn't make that much money normally? Or she buys her own house back, like from her dad or whatever, for a pretty good sum of money. The point is, it's very unlikely you would make that much. Or I guess the point is that she's so good. She's just not a good player. She's like, really outstanding and turns into the best player in the world, basically. So they kind of take that part too far. So again, her acting is good. The character is a bit of a cliche at times, like the whole stupid part with her getting drunk and that obsession is a little bit of a cliche, like just showing like, oh, she's like like they do that in Amadeus too, even though that's one of my favorite movies ever. Like they portray Mozart as like a drunk and a degenerate, like in contrast to his genius, he has like this outlet that he uses. It's a little bit of a tired writing technique, but besides that, the fact of the matter is the show feels like it drags on and gets a little predictable. Around episode 3 or 4, I remember saying that, like, I know exactly where it's going and I can kind of sense it, and it just kind of, at that point, it sort of bogged down, and I could sort of predict their next move, if you will, and it got really boring and tired and felt like, you kind of knew what it was going to be, so it just kind of drags on. Very predictable. You have some sort of stock characters that fill in certain roles, like her one friend from the orphanage that she was at, even her obsession with drugs or the pills, like when she was a kid. Again, it's playing into that same stereotype. But no, the biggest criticism of it that really ruins it is it's a game, it's a show about chess, but it doesn't adequately show chess in actually a positive way. And I can look at it from both perspectives. There's some grandmaster players who have said, oh, it's good, this one game's really cool, or I like this one position. But it shouldn't require you to be a grandmaster or some really good player to appreciate it, number one. But number two is, even if they do, right, they don't adequately show it long enough, or I remember some of these games are very much just like glossed over. So they're just treating it as window dressing and treating the game as a prop. There's no real serious interest in it. They're just treating it at the surface level, right? It's not really written that way, right? Maybe you could say some of the positions are interesting. There's a cool one that Magnus points out, like where whatever, you trap a piece without actually trapping it, like the rook on the the rook in a row where the king's blocking a couple covers and this and that. But the point is that it's not really, how can I explain that? I used an analogy like to Yu-Gi-Oh. So Yu-Gi-Oh is a show about a card game, and of course it's a real card game, but it doesn't follow it exactly. So they make up a lot of cards, they make up a lot of rules, they change how certain ones work. There's a lot of Deus Ex Machina kind of bullshit mechanics. So it's a show about a card game that doesn't follow the card game exactly. So that is a criticism. However, what it does do is it has a game theory element to it. So these are the two problems with the way Queen's Gambit treats chess. On one hand, it's just a surface level prop that they're never really delving deep into it in the course of the show. Like, it's just you could delve deep if you're a really good player and you might appreciate it. But on a surface level, pretend somebody's never played chess before. How well does it portray chess? Not at all, right? You shouldn't need to be a grandmaster to do it. And then number two is the game theory element that I'm talking about. Like every single duel in Yu-Gi-Oh, they would have this good little storyline, like, oh, this character cheats, so you got to watch out. Like My Valentine using the perfume, or somebody, something like that. Beth Harmon has heard that this guy sneaks to the bathroom and tries to cheat, and it's her first game at this tournament, so she doesn't want to make a big scene, doesn't want to make a big stink, but she's got to, worry about him going to the bathroom. And so it's like, there'd be these other storylines that are just good, interesting scenarios, like the game within the game. So that's good writing. Like, oh, what else? Like you have a shadow game where if you lose, your soul's gonna get banished. So like there could be some other dynamic, not quite like that, but again, there's some background storyline. This guy's really good with knights, so you have to worry about that. And she's kind of sweating, like, oh, I better try to trade off the knights early, and then he prevents me from doing it. Like, again, it has nothing to do with chess. It has to do with this game theory element. Pretend like chess is a game that doesn't exist. Then it would fail on both of these levels. There's no game theory, right, aside from the fact that she's drunk one game against Borgov, I guess, and that's why she loses. Like, she really would have beaten him otherwise. But, that's earlier than the ending of the show. But the point is that one would be, there's something else going on. Again, the game within the game. So that's good writing because, again, even if chess wasn't a real game, you as the audience are intrigued by, okay, she's drunk, so she's got to conquer that. Or you could have all these other interesting scenes like, this one's a little vulgar, but like a foot job under the table sort of was something I had imagined from a creative standpoint. Like, it's a good way for a female player to get an advantage. It would be like a good image with her femme fatale thing, how she's always smoking, and like it's a femme fatale kind of imagery. So like you could do it under the table to distract your opponent while you're trying to, either you could show her doing that or show someone else doing that, right? Just as like a little trope. But the point is, to try to distract them or gain an advantage, and nobody would notice, and you're not, it's kind of silent and subtle under the table as you're sitting across from each other. But the point is that you have that sort of scenario, and her character is kind of a little consistent with that, the way she acts. But no, my bigger picture is that, yeah, it doesn't adequately show the game, period, right? There are moments in the show like she's playing against the guy, I think Benny is his name, the US champion, and they're playing the night before and she's losing and getting all tilted, right? And then they play the next day for the actual championship, and what happens? What do they show from the game? Do they kind of gloss over it so a grandmaster only could appreciate it, which itself is bad? Or what do they do? Oh, they don't even show it at all. They skip it completely. They show zero moves from it. That's a pretty major big game. What do? They don't show it in nuance or montage or nothing. They just skip the game entirely and don't even show a second of it. So that's incredibly stupid. And then the other one is, there's a lot of games like that. So again, it's not taking any real serious interest in it. It's not instructive. It's not even informative on the basic level that, oh, if you've never played chess, you shouldn't need to know chess. You shouldn't need to be an expert. You shouldn't need to be a grandmaster. Even if you are, they're showing it very quickly, briefly. You'd have to pause it. You'd have to rewind. So again, it's treating it like a surface level where there's no genuine interest or value for the game. It's merely a prop. And so I don't appreciate that. It doesn't linger on a position. It doesn't make a big deal out of it. A lot of it's just, again, surface level. And so it fails on that level because, again, either it has to be instructive at the basic level, like pretend people have never even heard of chess or don't know what it is or never played it, right? It fails on that level because it just assumes you would know it, or it treats it, again, just like it doesn't really matter. You're just more concerned with the character, but there should be a little interest in that. And then even at the higher level, again, they kind of gloss over it, and you're often zoomed out from the board. You're often not really looking at the position, so it almost doesn't. This is almost how other stories treat chess. Like, it'll be in the background, like in Seinfeld, and George says, "Oh, that's checkmate" to his girlfriend, and then she, or whatever, he says something, and then she says checkmate, and he gets mad and breaks up with her. Like, there, it's okay, you're showing it in the background, but you shouldn't be showing it like that in a show that's actually about chess, where it's actually a big deal, right? And you should pay it more respect. And they have so many opportunities, and they always gloss over them, and I think it's horrible. So that's number one, that failure. The number two failure is that game theory element that I was talking about, where, again, you go into one match, right, and you're like, you've heard about this player, and he's really, you could have so many scenarios like that, right? Where, I don't know, you're playing into his weakness. Like, oh, this guy is lazy, so you try to make a complicated position. Like, you've heard a rumor about it before, so you try to make some complicated position. Or you hear this guy hates draws, so you try to play for a drawn position, and then like me, and then he ends up losing because of it, or something. All these little things that, again, don't have to do with the game itself, but you would, again, as the audience, you would be aware of it. And I wish I could think of better examples from Yu-Gi-Oh, but there's so many dynamics like that where there's always a gimmick to the game, right? Again, even if it wasn't a real game, which in some ways that doesn't follow the exact real rules, but again, pretend chess wasn't a real game, so where is the intrigue? You can barely appreciate or see what's even going on, and you wouldn't be an expert at it because it doesn't really exist. And so you would need this game theory element, like, okay, this one guy's really good with knights, so I have to, then you hear her thought process, oh, I got to trade the knight early, and then he smirks like, oh, you really think I'm going to let you do that? And then he gets a nasty octopus knight, and the guy in the background is explaining what an octopus knight is to somebody who doesn't know, and it's like, it creates this dynamic, like, he's never lost a game when he has an octopus knight like that on the second file or whatever, right? Like, you create this dynamic where you're intrigued by that part of it, not the game itself. Like, oh, we know octopus knights are good, whatever. No, the fact that the character is about that, and then she somehow breaks through it and does something else. She sacks her rook for it or something that relatively is better piece value. So there's just something interesting that they really miss out on, right? I'm trying to think of a few examples. Like, what are some of the good ones? In Yu-Gi-Oh is actually a good way to show this. Okay, in the early episodes, like, they're dueling Kaiba. Like, what is the gimmick with Kaiba? I guess there's not really much of one. Just that he's really good and he has the 3 blue eyes. But no, he's dueling Pegasus and he's using the Millennium item and all that kind of stuff. So it's either a shadow game, or if you lose, your legs are going to get cut off, or you're going to die and you're going to drown, or something, like some real threatening element. So maybe that would be hard to do. But what are some other good elements? Like, again, certain players try to cheat. So Mai sprays certain cards with perfume so she knows what she's going to draw or what's going to be next. So you're trying to be aware of that and figure out that. So you can certainly have one player that she's playing against who's going to try to cheat. One player that she tries to cheat against herself with the little footsie thing. One player who's maybe harassing her a little bit and she uses that against them. Or one player, again, who has certain strengths and weaknesses that you hear about from from some other expert or player, like, oh, be careful, he's really good with the bishop pair, he's really good with the knight, and then you're worried about that. Again, in the context of that particular character, more so than the overall game, right? Oh, this guy's really aggressive, or whatever. Like Benny was shown to be that. Like, oh, he's really good in speed chess. So he kept farming her the night before. So that was at least an interesting dynamic. So maybe that could have come into play in their game. Oh, wait, they don't even show the game. But if they did, like, oh, I better not get myself low on time because then he'll beat me like he was beating me the night before. And so I'm trying to think of some other. Oh, yeah, that's another criticism, is that she doesn't have to win the whole world championship. She could have just won, like, she could have just been a really good player like Judith Polgar or something, grandmaster, super grandmaster. And so the point is that they take it too far, where like they want it to be too perfect of an ending. So I dislike that as well, where oh, she wins the entire world championship, which even Judith Polgar never did. Like, you don't have to go that overboard with it. I would have been satisfied if she was just a really good player, made a name for herself, she was successful, she wins the women's world championship. It doesn't have to be that over the top that they show something that hasn't even really happened. Again, it's fiction, but I think they just push it too far. And what else? Trying to think of a few more examples of that, because that's such a salient point for me. That's exactly what I was thinking as I was watching it. Why don't they add other dynamics? If you look at every chess game in there, there's no nuance to it whatsoever. Not in terms of even chess, although that again would be hard to catch, or you'd have to be an expert and pause it to look at it, because they breeze through it so fast. But the bigger point is that again, there's no other character dynamics. There's the one guy who kind of compliments her and says she's brilliant, and then there's another guy who I don't know, like she's attracted to the one guy and flirts with him, and there's the one good line like, oh, I like chess, but I'm not obsessed with it like you, or something like that. But effectively, this is a lot of buildup. What if the game doesn't work or something? Yeah, the subtle little game theory element would be excellent to have in there. I'm trying to think. Again, some characters try to cheat. Some characters try to intimidate you. Like Panic will try to shoot the fire at you and stuff, just to kind of throw you off and make you nervous. So how could you simulate that? Like, I don't know. He somehow threatens you, or whatever, bullies you before the game, tries to beat you up, and nobody believes you. Something like that. And then again, somebody could be trying to cheat. What are some other good dynamics? There are definitely some that occur where again there's always a gimmick, somebody's kidnapped. Again, that those sorts of things would be a little harder to simulate, but you get my point. So it's just kind of not as great as people make it out to be at all. Downloading content, please wait. Please work, because I really uh-oh, this is gonna be slow, even if it does, or it's gonna fuck up my stream. Or if I'd known this, I would have done this while doing the intro, or I would have done it before. Let me see. What the fuck? 0%. What am I supposed to do? But yeah, the game theory element is the best way to describe it. So sometimes you'll lose like a major card. So like Yugi loses Exodia. So what will he do without it? And now he has to cope with that. Or that's different, I guess, with a game like chess, but still, it would be a case where, god damn it, is this really not going to work? It would be a case where, or it could just be really slow, but then I'll be here all night. Let me try to think of some other seasons, like Ishizu can see the future. So there's this chess player who claims, yeah, that would be an awesome storyline. There's this chess player who claims to be able to see the future and predict your next move, but then you reveal and expose that they're actually cheating or something somehow. So she's not only that smart enough to beat her, but smart enough to figure out how they cheat, or something like that. And then again, just other dynamics to do with the characters that just don't have to do with them just simply playing a game, and again, assuming you know more about it or something. No. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. This at least looks epic, and she has that, there's two, like, fetishistic elements. That under the table thing I was talking about, and then also the visual of the eyes, like, the way she stares kind of in the poster is almost like this hypnotic gaze that she might be giving. But not really, because she's just doing it to kind of concentrate, right? She's not. This is the Shable guy who everybody likes that meme. I think Andre always, one of my viewers would always say that, like where you get to say what does he say? Like you resign now. No, you analyze now. That would be my iteration of it. Touch the camera and hold. So I'm curious if you could play online, but what would be the point? You can just play online in any game, but this would be kind of fun to do it. Or you know what? I should have named myself like Beth for the sake of whatever, the RP. But no, what we would do is pinch to zoom in and out. I don't know how to really pinch when you're, you know, using it like this, but whatever. We're going to treat it as permadeath. So if I lose at any point, I lose the game. Or can I? Oh no. Can I not even do it because you have to do it? Why would I have to do that? Or I'm kind of doing it. So what? What? I'm doing it, man. Fucking leave me alone. Tap the screen with two. Dude, stop making me do all this shit as if I'm using an actual phone. What do I look like? To reset the camera. Bro, why are you gonna force me to do this? I don't need all this fucking shit. What is all this? Oh, you're gonna show me notation. What is this? Game, emotes, and everything. I guess emotes would indicate that there is a... I like the presentation of it, even the title screen, which you barely got to see because it kind of... By clicking on the window, it actually started that. I don't know how to simulate some of these movements on here, so... Why does everything have to be, like, kind of cursed for me, where you can't just... What would that be? 2 fingers to reset, like... One on my... Imagine making me do this. Like, really, bro? Really? So what am I supposed to do then? I just can't play it. Like, are you serious? Okay. Colorblind options. How about you have an option like to... You know, I would say I like this idea and it's kind of cool, except you shouldn't have to be subscribed to Netflix to do it. It's one thing just to, you know, kind of promote a show that you have on there. And they said they were going to make like a season 2, but then they never actually did. Tactical highlights. Can I just skip the tutorial, please? Like, are you fucking kidding me? All right, let me try to figure this out, man. Fucking... Okay, so I sort of bound it to keys. So if you are trying to do this yourself in this way, you have to bind it to a key in like game controls, and then so like 6 and 7 are my tap, so I had to double tap. Do you ever stop? I mean, the point is they should just let you skip that. Do you ever stop to think about how beautiful chess can be? To me, it's doing everything on its own, man. Fucking, why you gotta ruin what I'm trying to get immersed, man? What are you, the Path of Exile community when I'm trying to play Path of Exile for the first time? Now these things are gonna be in the way, like, I give up. You'll earn coins for good moves and bank them when you finish the game. You can spend coins and items or reward. You're gonna turn this chess into a pay-to-win microtransaction based game. Oh, now when I do want it to progress, it doesn't. I can play my little King's Pawn thing. So are we playing against like the janitor who she gives such respect to? Oh, you're trying to spoon feed me here. Who do you think I am, dude? Yeah, here's the notation. Okay, good. Whenever I feel pressured, I take a moment to imagine the moves in my head. Give it a try. Do you ever... I wonder if they use the music from the show. Like, is this a song from the show? That'd be actually kind of cool. I mean, what would be the point of it otherwise? And with all due respect, this doesn't look entirely like her in the show. Yeah, I'm doing it, dude. I'm the human calculator. Relax, bro. Chick, sis. Bro. Okay, fine. I don't want to do that like I'm skipping our whole interaction, but use best fit. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. What do you mean, dude? Oh, shit, you get the little overdone gimmickry here. Yeah, this is exactly what it looks like, but I mean, you know, do you want to play Beth's move? No, I don't, but it's forcing me to, and it's kind of telling me what to do. Yeah, because that's not actually a good move, though. See, that's objectively not what you would do. You would never do this in this situation because you could easily cover it or something. You could just move the queen like it's not... It's only good if they don't see it, which is one of those wishful thinking type of moves. When a piece is under threat, tactical highlights, I don't need all this. Man, don't try to make this some pay-to-win thing. So I won't actually use that. Counter your opponent's threat by attacking the king. What do you mean the threat? Just mate the dumbass. What do you mean? What did she just say? Your opponent's king is now unable to escape capture, making a checkmate. You resign now, haha. Why did it say address the threat, though? I'm the one doing the threat. How does it feel to have won your first... Yeah, it's not my first game, dude. Dudette. That's a word that's not used enough, actually. Okay, can we get through the stupid tutorial stuff and just actually play it properly? You get some kind of cosmetics. This is fun. Like, see, this is what you need. Like a good single-player immersive chess game where... Oh, here we go. This is that clown guy. So hopefully you won't need to use the other features, so hang on a second. Bro is actually getting immersed in mobile gaming, but again, it's sometimes just about the presentation, and this does look pretty high quality for that, like just visually and aesthetically, they put a certain amount of work. What's your skill level? The choice simply determines where you'll begin the single player journey. Well, I guess for that sake, I should probably start at novice then. Don't worry, you'll be able to experience all journey. Yeah, just for the sake of pretending. Of course, I'm clearly intermediate. Right, regardless how you define it. A novice would be like, oh, you're trying to say the janitor is novice, bro? I'm new. I'd like to learn all there is to know. I play occasionally and knows. I mean, I don't want to skip any content, right? And since it is Permadeath, what is this? My Permadeath bot challenge from like chess.com, which I kind of totally abandoned doing, which is like, are they going to have like voice acting and stuff? Oh, this is cool, man. The best chess story game ever, because there aren't any, because it's just not a genre of thing that exists. But no, let's see if I can play online. Welcome to the Queen's Gambit Chess, the ultimate mobile chess experience. Okay, so it is mobile only. Take lessons, solve puzzles, play matches online. Okay, let's try that. Or play familiar faces. So I'll split them up in two, in case I'm not going to lose online, so it doesn't matter. And in fact, probably nobody's actually going to be playing it. Hey, you have new cosmetic items to check out. Are you going to try to microtransaction my dumbass by doing that or what? Owned. But these are, you can earn this all in game. This would be so cool if there were two things to it. Number one, if it had a bigger player base. And number two, if it wasn't only on mobile. And number three, if you didn't need a Netflix subscription to actually play it. Dude, this is like wild shit that I do lately. Like, this is why I have to be a streamer, why I had to come back. Like, who else would do this shit right now? Who else would persist through all the shit? Oh, I have to do it on here, and I have to subscribe to Netflix, and I have to figure out how to get simulate the touch motion. And like, who would ever do this in the history of life? I'm not even saying it's a good thing to do it. Does this mean I can play online? Help you learn chess? You're on your own? Yeah, please. Legal move highlights, tactical highlights, square names, move callouts. The game will guide you when you need it. Yeah, just turn this shit off. And I also don't want to use Beth Harmon's cheese kind of thing. Play as... Oh, like I get to choose that? Like, that's not how chess works. Yeah, I want to be white every game. Beth's vision can be off. Yeah, well, how about my vision, dude? Who do you think? Fuck. Location. I'm dead. Game standard. How do we see online here? Is this play versus friend, pass and play online? Here we go. In this area, you can play and create ranked matches. Your elo is 700. Don't fucking insult me, bro. Add 1,000 to that, please. You ranked matches will affect. I was never, just to be clear, in FIDE, in chess.com, in anything, I was never 700 in my fucking life, dude. I was 5-year-old and I wasn't 700. Just use your eyes, man, and you're not 700. Ranked matches will affect your elo if you're a novice player. Recommend fit. No, fuck you. Elo is a rating system for did you know that Palatopia uses Elo? That's how you know it's a good game. Elon Musk's favorite. For calculating relative skill of players, your Elo will increase or decrease at the end of each game you play according to the game's outcome. Beating a high ranked player will increase your Elo faster. And did you know that if you're like Magnus Carlsen at 2882 and you draw a game, you'll lose Elo because there's everybody else's, it's it's like, what do you call it? You know what I mean? Like, he has to not only win every game to gain rating, but even if he draws a game, which the majority of games are going to be draws, you're going to be screwed. Why? Because you push a notification reminder. No. I hope somebody's playing it, but I highly doubt it. Like, how do you know? Really? I think what really kills the player base of a game like this is the fact that Harmon wins, Shable wins. Harmon only won once there, I guess. Have to play, but does that mean there's somebody actually here? One quiet gamer versus who? Wait, it's the clock's already going down. Oh, it's still searching. So why are you costing me a second? Like it's my fault. Yeah, you probably won't be able to find anybody. That's too bad. I would have loved to do this. Just a little bit of presentation, the music, the whole vibe. I'm trying to give the game a shot, but I understand why. I think it would be vastly... This is the biggest mistakes that developers make. This would be vastly more popular if it was either on PC or if it wasn't Netflix user exclusive. Why do you have to castrate your thing like that? I would rather pay for the game itself than have to do this. And this is probably pretty authentic to how the place looked. I can't really remember. No, I remember getting actually really bored at like 3 minutes in. Or not 3 minutes, 3 episodes in. What am I, Asmongold in Skyrim? When he says he gets bored in the fucking opening cutscene. But no, it's in like the 3rd episode, I'm like, okay, now everything's predictable. I kind of know what's going to happen. And oh, come on. I just wanted to do it. Nobody's playing this, huh? It's not like the show just came out. I'm sure it would have been popular in the past. What a wasted opportunity, man. And you should show the person there. That's the whole point. You should show Beth sitting there and the table. Oh, there is somebody there. Guest 81. Okay, here we go, dude. Here we go. 697. But who did you play against to lose that 3 rating? Okay, I've been pretty arrogant when I've been playing these mobile games, but you have to... Inaccuracy? What are you talking about? But you gotta understand, at some point, somebody's gotta tell the truth about who is actually playing this game right now. What do you mean inaccuracy, you fucking... What do you mean? How is that an inaccuracy, dude? I've done this a million times. This is the opening theory. Bro, stop saying inaccuracy. Good. Or do we have some kind of stupid increment too? And of course, that's always my rule. Typically, it's like, oh, it's got to be a 10-minute game. Otherwise, you know, you could have the faster formats. You know, I'm like Beth Harmon the day she played that guy, Benny, 50 times before she beat him the next day and lost. Like, she was losing all the fast format. You can have that. I honestly don't give a shit because I understand how the game actually works. And in a way, that's a bad thing because it's like it's stale, repetitive, boring, drawish. Every game's a draw. And like... It could just be a bot that I'm playing against, but why would they even bother doing it then? Like, you know, who plays like this? Like, what kind of a player is this, dude? Yes, of course, you're creating some iconic pawn structure. Why am I getting this currency for every move? Like, this is dumb. Or do you get to use that stupid bet sheet tactic here? Like, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, okay, I don't really understand what's going on, but if they take, I take, otherwise I can take, yeah, this played like a true 600 ELO player. Wait, at least that one is covered. Now what you can do is you can take the open file. Okay, this has got to be a bot or something. This is what I mean. Like, no matter how bad you think you are, you're doing like unforced errors. That's the thing. You don't even have to do any of this. Now, if you move that, I take. If you do that, I don't really like this, but I mean, there's no choice because you have to. You know, I was willing to do that because, oh, this looks like such a dominating position, but actually, apparently, it's not. But you have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your pieces. You move it back. Nice one, dude. Why are you playing so fast, first of all? Like, why? Yeah, I'm a regular Beth Harmon over here. But no, I feel like sometimes people are too easy on young players, too. Like, oh, this 5-year-old kid gets to 1200 rating. Wow, so impressive. And, like, okay, so what? Like, I got, you know... So a 30-year-old who just started playing a week ago is the same rating. Oh, who cares? Haha, you're 30. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's about how much time you put into chess, not anything else. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but they're moving fast and they're not playing well. Or even here, I get super lazy. Like, I'm not going to look for the best moves. I'm just going to do whatever. I don't even try to BM. I can just be kind of slow at times with this. Like, you go to here, and it should be pretty close to a mate at this stage. Oh, that actually could be a stalemate if I take there. Is that actually their attempt to bait me? Because that would be the only spot that they could go, is like right there. Bro. How is it possible that it's still not made? I always get so annoyed by this kind of thing. Like, you're obviously winning. It's just annoying. Stop showing this currency thing, man. It's kind of annoying, mate. Gotta remind you of the business model every turn and condition you. Oh, what is this fancy shit? That doesn't happen in the Queen's Gambit. Remember when Beth beats the janitor and the piece flies up in the air and explodes? Oh my god. I mean, I'm going to assume that's a player, so I'll play a couple of these. This shows you the power of immersion. It's the same shit you'd be doing anywhere else in any other game. But whatever, it's kind of cool. It could just be the same person over and over again. We're getting our precious elo, but isn't that a little unfair that you start me at 700? Or maybe that's because I said I'm a novice. If I had said something else, I'd be higher, and maybe there'll be more players playing then at that stage. But no, I like the whole presentation. I like the concept of it, and I especially, okay. 1466. Well, we know that matchmaking is busted. That's number one. What is this, PvZ Heroes? Oh, here we go. Okay, now we take it serious. You got the Beth Harmon picture and everything. Sis thinks she's Beth Harmon over here. Okay, let's actually show you what I made up here. Sometimes even I forget, but that's what chess is all about. It's about the constant effort level you have to put forth. You forget who you really are in the game and what your destiny is. So this I actually don't know, though. I could take this, but that turns into something bad. I'll take it, but I don't fully understand the implication of it here. Because what you want to do is, you almost want to do this. And the reason why is because now no matter what you do, this is where openings are so transformational, because you might think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or everybody ends up knowing them, blah, blah, blah. But what actually happens is it has such a major impact that if you don't, you know, that it would easily let you beat lower rated players, because you would just destroy them in the opening and get an advantage and be over, right? So it's an equalizing factor at the high level, but at the low level it can be the whole sole difference in the game, right? And that even works against somebody like me, just to the extent that, well, never underestimate the knight's ability to be a weak link. But wouldn't this guarantee the take on here now, because you're attacking both the queen and that? So I'm going to actually go for it. But no, then they might attack this. So like if I go there, then they'll attack it, then I'll take this, but then they'll take that. Fuck. I just want to get the knight kind of out of the way. Like, they're not really doing anything, but gotta give it the right amount of time. We have 10 minutes left. We keep getting an increment that I didn't really ask for. Non-consensual increment. Wait, did I just miss a chance to take the queen? I'm so confused. Or no, I don't understand. No, I just moved it there. They're kind of moving the queen a bit too much. So what I could say is that we just want to move those out of the way, and can you just let me castle in peace, because you're doing way too much. You're 1400, but you suck, because no good player would ever move the queen this much. But no, what it means is a good player can walk over worse players just in the opening alone without even any effort, because they've already learned it. And, you know, so it can be a defining factor at that point. So this would be potentially problematic, but it's really not. Maybe I'm sometimes too eager to castle and too quickly. You can bring a Darkstar Bishop here and you're attacking this, and then you can even bring the Knight, but that I could take very easily. So if you bring the Darkstar Bishop, I have to be very aware and very careful. Did you know actually the thing that makes you best at chess, and again, the moderate to low level, is actually how interested you are? There's so often like you're lazy, or at least with me, you're lazy or you're bored or you're like not really engaged. If you actually put forth a decent amount of effort, right, that kind of speaks for itself. So the effort speaks for itself. The calculation speaks for itself. Like, how much am I going to get for beating a 1400? But oh wait, I forgot. You're probably going to draw them even because it's just how the game works. You could pin that down, but then that allows this to come in, maybe. I wouldn't mind doing this. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. This seems like one of those bad moves that I would regret doing, but I'll do it anyway. If they end Pizan, it's fine. If they don't, they take, I take, they take, I still take. It's just kind of an annoying move for sure. Oh, look at them trying to flex the end Pizan on me. Now it sets up for a very strong threat in that way, with respect to the simple fact of being able to do that with the king and the queen, which they could block for, but it wouldn't be too effective. So they have to address the queen's position. They might try to go for the easy, cheap mate here, but it won't work because of the simple fact that you have this would be protected and this would be safe, but this would be more. No, I guess I couldn't do it then. Or no, I could, because obviously their queen is pinned. Maybe I just shot too low then with the thing that it was asking me. Maybe you would just start at 1500 if you said that you're actually good. Intermediate. Yeah, one day somebody will accuse me of cheating even, but it's like, look, dude, I play in such a weird way that you could never even say that shit about me. Or I make things harder for myself half the time. Hey, Lum, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. This is probably the highest rated player in the history of this game because nobody probably plays it. I'm surprised I'm even able to find matches for it. This is the bottom feeder effect. I'll be the best player ever in the Queen's Gambit game rather than an actual meaningful chess setting. So you can actually take... Oh, good move though. Okay, they're clearly a real person because... Or whatever, they're clearly good. Let me think here. You could do this, but that's dangerous because something bad could happen. Although I'm in favor of the queen trade in a general sense anyway. Like, what's the worst thing they could possibly do? They could, like, take, but so what? Then it would be a difference of a pawn that doesn't bother me. They would take here, I would take here. They wouldn't be able to take back. They'd be in check. But then I wouldn't be able to take... Oh, no, I would be able to take back. So they would lose a bishop and I wouldn't lose anything, though. Isn't that better? Like... It seems like they're up to something more advanced. Inaccuracy? It says that about fucking everything anyway. How is that an inaccuracy if... My... Oh, shit, I missed the knight. Oh, shit. I'm not used to these 3D boards. Okay, I totally just didn't even see that. Aw, don't tell me I'm gonna lose because of that. Which I rightfully should. Yeah, this is how 700s play, by the way. They don't look at the board. Like, that's all you have to do. Even though I'm a big glutton for trading pieces, that was... See, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Like, I thought I was gonna just win the bishop outright, or... Again, even if it was an even trade, that favors me. So they didn't really outplay me, but it's okay. Oh, you're gonna queens... You're gonna really queenside castle like a clown. Or even, okay, I'm just clowning it up myself. I forgot my own pink flamingo strategy. You are supposed to try to trade, but you're not supposed to exclusively try to trade and do nothing else. Mistake, what the fuck? Why is that? Well, stop telling me that stuff. I don't want to know it. Isn't that kind of cheating too? I guess it's telling you after the fact, but still. It might let you know that there's some other implication to what you're doing. I could still come back, but I'm not too happy with how I played here. You could try to do this. You could try to go there. I don't see like a super strong play for the thing itself, for the knight. Damn it, I kind of threw, though. I'm supposed to be taking these seriously. If I lose, I can never play, at least in online. I'll at least separate the two for this one, since it has a kind of an entertaining single-player mode. You go here, you attack the thing, and then you might push the pawn. But even if you do that, I can still go, like, back to here, or maybe I don't want to. Or, again, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but here you'd be able to double take. And so here, if you take, I take, and I'm threatening there. Yeah, but imagine if you could use that little bet site in this mode. I keep letting these people off the hook. The 1400 is who I thought they were, and I let them off the hook. So here you could actually take. You could actually take, and you're attacking the rook. What is the problem, though? What are they doing with this knight that could be problematic? They could take and they could double take, but they wouldn't because I would take the thing. I would take, they would take. Oh, but they'd be attacking the rook too. Oh my god, what is going on? This could be actually pretty bad, though, because they can't move the knight now, and the knight, of course, being the useless piece that it is, it can't actually cover. Oh my god. No, but it's covered. It's covered. Like, they would go here, I would take, they would take, but I would still take. They would take, I would take. If I go here, now, if you take, okay, everything's an inaccuracy, dude. I'm literally Fabiano Carana. Fucking what the fuck? That seems fine. Oh yeah, of course. The inaccuracy that led to the exact thing I thought was gonna happen is whatever. It is the best move. So now at least it's a little more even. This person wants to trade almost as much as I like to trade. That actually triggers me. Like, I don't need to hear it's an inaccuracy, dude. What are you, my Twitch chat who always said, oh, haha, didn't you know there's this much better move? This has a 2000 player who is probably objectively right, but no, I don't know that. That's why I'm not 2000 myself yet. Okay, dude, okay. I gotta turn that shit off if you even can. Call outs, is that what it is, a call out? That's, in some weird way, it's actually cheating too. Right, because you shouldn't know that. You might think, oh, it doesn't matter, but it would let you know at least the implication of like, oh, maybe I think this line of moves is good that I'm gonna attempt to do. But then it's not, because you end up, you know, if one part of it's a blunder, then you're like, okay, I'll give up on this idea and I'll stop trying to do it. You could try to play around this on the light square with respect to... let me think. I have plenty of time, so there's no problem there. You want to try to always get it to like here, but you can't do it. You can try to go here, go like this. This might have a certain no, I don't know. I think too small sometimes, like where I'm not really... You know, it's something very obvious. Like, I'll try to go here, then I'm attacking this, attacking this. If you move this, I can, you know, whatever, take that. But it's not really very inspired. In fact, that would turn out to be my biggest weakness, is the fact that... Or they could just pose like a back rank threat in a way that I should not allow, but I'm going to allow. No, you know what? I'm not going to allow it. What was I saying? Just got to take your time always, which I clearly have in this game, and I made some massive mistakes, but you see how I stuck with it, and they're not really even up by anything, I don't think now. Are they? Or am I? Wait. Oh no, it's just a bishop for a knight, basically exchange. Now you're no longer back ranked, and the dark square doesn't actually do a whole lot. It's more so the act of you going here that could be problematic. And the reason why is because if you go here, then you should almost move the king here. Or you could like take, but then that's actually fine. But this is a move to specifically stop the rook from coming in. Go ahead, man. You paid $6 for your Netflix subscription. Make my day. Make it worth your $6, dude. To be able to play this shit, which is a free-to-play mobile game, apparently, but it's not. I've never seen that before, like... Or, you know, the one thing I wanted to play was, like, the Little Nightmares, like, prequel, but that's only on, like, iPhone, so that's a lot harder to get to work. My turn, you go to here, it's still covered by that, but you'll take, and then you'll go there. So is it worth it to commit this much effort into the king? And the answer is, sometimes it actually is, especially at this stage in the game where, you know, your king's not really under like a major threat, and so you don't have to worry about that as much. So this does stop the rook from coming in any meaningful way. Now, you can't go here anymore, and so therefore you get to... I want to go like to here, but you really can't. That's the thing. If I go to here, they would take. It wouldn't even help me to do that. There's always something like better. If you, yeah, like that's my weakness at a high level concept. Not that I've really played at a high level, but if I was to play at a high level, I would always like be satisfied. Oh, that's a good move, so I'm satisfied. But what about the great move, right? You don't look for the great move and go above and beyond. You kind of you could do this, but I don't really see the special meaning to it. Like, you know, if he moves the bishop, so what? If he moves it, I can take, and then hope for a draw, I guess. Since this is clearly such a superior player, but I mean, you could be putting yourself in a bit of a pickle here, but you're really not. This is like an Octopus Knight-esque position, so if you raise this, I take something else. Like, what does this change? If you move the bishop anywhere, I take... and then whatever you take, I can take back. So I don't see the meaning of this move. I can take, or I can take, and even if you move it, I can take. If you check here, it shouldn't really change anything too drastically, because whatever the rook would come into... oh, it might, though. If I move the wrong way, then you would be able to take here. I have to stay connected with the rook, with the king here. Now, do I bring it above the pawns and really worry about that, or am I okay with this? If I go here, what is really the threat? You could go like that. So if I go back down here, then I like this little heartbeat thing when you're in check. You go here, and what that... oh, shit. They're not going to let me do it, though, clearly. If I go here, what does that open up? It doesn't let the rook come in. The rook comes into there, I can still take it. So you're sitting on a fork, and you're also sitting on the fact of being able to take a pawn and check. So how do you mitigate both of those? Damn. Okay, I always expect it to be too easy. This is a pretty deadlocked, annoying position to be in. Damn it, the knight really has to do something here. Right, the knight's kind of the piece that's free to move, roam. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. I don't even mind if they do that, but... what is it that I'm trying to do with it, though? This is so hard to figure out. Go to here and you give a check, but so what? Damn it. I just can't figure out what to do with this position, actually. It's really hard. What you might have to just realize at some point is that there's just nothing there, basically. Right, there really is, like, nothing you can do. And now you end up being potentially right to make a mistake with respect to, like, you're just moving stuff for the sake of moving it. I could try to double attack there, but again, this is all very primitive, basic stuff. The king could try to come out. He would sort of self-pin. Never try to move too fast, although I'm typically doing that a lot. Again, the king can't come in. I'll take. But no, you've earned your 1400 because clearly you're at least following my mindset of you're not making any super obvious mistakes, although you were up in the beginning a little bit. So if I didn't fuck that up, I'd probably be winning now. Right, they won my rook for like a bishop or something. So you got to move that now. No, I guess you could cover it with that, but I'm willing to do the trade at this point. But I guess the one internal logic of the game is that if you were to trade the rooks, you would actually win. And the reason why is because... Oh, what? You might think, oh, you'll win the knight or something, but it doesn't matter because I would expect that you would do that anyway. Or like you'll get a passed pawn if you like... But you're in check too, so you wouldn't just sit on it, would you? Like, okay. But... Okay, so I just win a pawn. I don't get it. I'm maybe overestimating them sometimes. You have to make sure they can't come in to attack this. But no, the point is if you had traded off the rooks, then the knight is actually better than the bishop in that situation because, you know, just, it's, Okay, this is very precise now, what you have to do. And what you have to do is the simple fact of... The rook can't come in, and so the reason why... This is like a little overly ambitious, but I'll do it. If you take, I take... It doesn't open anything up. Oh, look at the music getting more intense, too. I don't like this increment, though, so it makes it seem like you can just play forever then. Right, because nobody's really taking that long as what they should, which that's the level of patience. Those would be my two weaknesses in a professional setting. I'm really good the more time I have. It affects me more than other people. Like, I'm really weak when it comes to low time, even more so than other people, and I'm really way better compared to other people when I'm when I have more time. But I won't have the discipline to use it in like a 90-minute whatever the fuck kind of setting, and then also over the board tournament, and then also I'm lazy when it comes to... I look for a good move, but I don't look for the best move or a great move. That little extra effort every time is a really hard thing to learn because you can get away with it so much. You don't really need to see the best move until you really do, and then... Okay, now here comes the drawish nature of the game. Right, because all you're trying to do... I don't even care about trading the rooks. Like, can I propose a draw? Like, how, even? Give us a virtual handshake. I guess the one missed opportunity is they're not showing the characters. Show me as Beth Harmon and her as them as the janitor or something. What did they even do? B4. What is B4? I'm not an expert on notation, by the way. Wait, I don't even see what they did. Whatever, I'll just maybe spam check, and that might only help them. You could try to target this row, basically. You know, let's maybe go for that. I don't believe that they would win. I just don't believe it, but I'm also not taking the time to calculate it. It's inexcusable to lose a game like this because you basically have infinite time, no matter how much you might say, oh, the increment, this or that. Or it should make you have to simulate the touching of the thing. I've never used one of those in my life. Right, just like I've not really played much over the board either. Isn't this like the king opposition thing, like where he would have to move away because you can't move, and so I get the one up, and you can't go there anyway, so you realize that it's time for a draw because you can't go there and you can't go there. So now all I have to do is keep moving back and forth. I'm not going to try to do anything ambitious. There's nothing here. I'll give them credit. I just drew somebody double my elo, even though obviously... Man, I'm such a lazy fucking clown when it comes to chess, though. Like, I could win all these games if I really tried, but I'm not using it as an excuse. It's more like, give us a threefold repetition. This game should know what that mechanic is. I hate this little business model shit that they did with it, with the... Even if it's just for in-game cosmetics, you don't have to show me every move that you're giving me 10 coins. Just show me at the end of the game, dude. Bro, I'm dead. I'm dead. This is really what it's come to, huh? Even at this rating. Chess is only a draw at the highest level, by the way. Wink, wink. Bro. Whenever you have time, whenever it's an even matchup, it's always how the game works. Nothing you can do, nothing I even care to do, frankly. Okay, dude. Okay, what is this, dude? What is this? No, you know what? It's better if you let them take. And the reason why is because you might think, oh, their king is closer, but it's actually not closer. And the reason why is because this would still block them from moving there, so they'd still be forced to go back. They would take, I would take, and then they go back. So I might be able to dominate the other side in the meantime, but I also might not be able to, so I better... Oh, we're going to end up turning it into a win, because this person's like me, where I usually lose because I have a sense of honor, and I'm like, I don't want to take a shitty draw after wasting half an hour of my life, but then I realize, oh, that's what chess is actually all about, but... Then I try to go for something, and then it ends up losing me the game. Because now what happens is... They can't come through still, right? They still can't come through. But now I'm overcommitting. I'm overcommitting, but it should work. It should work. Because they have to go all the way down. They have to go all the way down, actually. All the way. So now... You should be able to easily do it with this one. Because you have to worry about mine. I don't give a shit about yours. Right? It's going to take you forever to get there. So you just threw a game that was a draw. And now you know how I feel. It's so frustrating how chess works like that. It's so stupid. Like, I'm winning, but I don't deserve to win. I'm even telling you that because I'm a man of honor. I hate this increment, man. Maybe I can turn it off when I go to do this. There's nothing you can do now. It's over. They had a little bishop lead, or I mean a rook for a bishop lead at the beginning. I didn't even do anything crazy there. They didn't need to do all that stuff with the king. Of course, I'm an endgame master. I'm an anaconda chess personality type. Better 3D board than Chess Ultra, am I right? You still get to zoom in, zoom out a little better and stuff. I almost lost to the opening tutorial position, though, where it showed me, like... It showed me the, whatever, when I had to, like, use the touchscreen or something. So you still are going to take a certain amount of time to do it. It's just not going to happen in time. And the reason why is because... I'm just way too far ahead. Promote to a queen. Okay, that's the first time we see the promotion thing. That would be very annoying in a time-sensitive moment because it took so long to do it, actually. Like, does it let you pre-move and stuff? So you can easily take this pawn, too. For the simple fact that you're double attacking it here. Let me see for the next game if I can try to turn off the increment. But this was pretty fun just to try out, and I wouldn't mind doing like the story mode. In fact, I thought I was gonna do that, but then I decided I'd rather just play online, just like with the rest of these. I'm not even doing this to BM, but just whatever. It's not gonna be a stalemate. Imagine if it was. That would be really deserved. Okay, so now we can just bring the king. Maybe I don't know if I want to do that even. Just don't stalemate. Just don't stalemate. It is annoying with these pawns around. Like, I forget how to sometimes even do this, but try to push him along the side of the board. You can still go to there. My king is not really in the right spot to be doing this, though. Now, if you go to here, it would not be a mate because you could still go to there, like to the dark square itself, right? And so now the king's position just needs to be changed around a little bit. And the reason why is because you could still go to the dark square here, right? Gonna be very close to a stalemate X, right? So if I bring the king back around, then it should be mate. This should pretty much be all you have to do. Or you could go like this. So now you can go between those two, then you bring a king down. Yeah, I'm not even good at this still. Imagine, like, how am I 1700 on, you know, whatever. But it's, I don't know. Like, my style of play is, like, more instinctive. Or you don't even have to do that. So how much elo do I get for beating a 1400? 36, that's it? Man, why did I start at such a low rating? I shouldn't have said like I'm a novice. Which I assume is how they took that in there. Pass and play. Versus friend. I'm dead, bro. But that in itself could count as a variant where you get the best vision or something, but you should just be able to do that yourself. The Shable, will they actually show them in some proper way, like visually represented? Because it seems like being a mobile game, it just can't handle that, but there are no active games currently available. Okay. Let me try to maybe do another one, and then... What is this stupid increment that they try to do, though? I hate it. Okay, we'll do one more in a second here. As I always say, it takes more to make a king than a broken gaming mouse. We could do that with now the queen. It takes more to make a queen than a broken gaming mouse. But no, that's the one thing that person was doing way too much. Was that the last person or the one before that? Where they were like moving their queen way too much. That's a jip though that I got so little elo from that. But I guess it makes it easier for me to go on a good win streak. But at least that was a very unfitting matchup. Why should a 700 ever play a 1400? I guess the trade-off is you wouldn't lose too much elo if you did lose, but the point is that for my purpose, it would just still count as a loss and disqualify me. But not only was it not a loss, it wasn't even a draw that it should have been because they tried to overdo it. That's the number one piece of advice I have for low-rated chess players. Don't try to play chess like it's a game of honor or integrity. It's a game of degenerate cheese and flagging, and even online or not online, it can still be considered that. But it's also a game of degenerate draws because it's just like... People say, oh, if you play it perfectly, but even if you don't play it perfectly, but you're evenly matched, right? A lot of games are still draws at various levels. At my level, at intermediate level, 2,000 FIDE, it still is like that. In a long time format, those are the two things that force outcomes in chess. Number one is time. If it's like blitz or bullet, I understand that. You're turning a turn-based game into a real-time game, basically, by trying to make it about the movement of, movement speed. Which is kind of a farce. Chess is a perfectly balanced game. Also, in order to force an outcome, you have to make it not turn-based and just, blitz it through. So that's number one, that forces an outcome. And number two, that forces an outcome. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, this is cool, but it doesn't have to be like on the board. It could just be, a better 2D representation. Or would it be different based on what environment you're in? That would be kind of cool. Why am I always white, too? But no, it's also a case where you're able to basically force an outcome by... what was the other thing I said? It's either because of speed or it's because of something else. I forgot. And I'm not really trying to protect that, but... it also just works as basic development, I guess. But don't get lulled into moving too fast. Like, you can take your time. What did they even do? Like that? Now you should be able to do this with respect to take... What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck was that? Maybe it was a misclick? I mean, this is so close to promoting, you can almost do some wild shit here. You're covered by there, and then you get to... This should almost be a mate. In fact, it is a mate. Or at least... Or no, because I'm under attack from that. If I go here, you have no recourse against it. You can't do anything. Oh shit, what was that, dude? But no, what were the two things I said that force an outcome in chess? It's see, why did I get 20 for that beating a 700 and only 36 for beating a 1400? You should get way more than that. But no, I wonder what the biggest rating gain anyone's ever gotten from a, like when a 2000 beats a grandmaster, they should get a decent chunk. I wonder in real life what the max is. And so the other point was, again, it's either time, or I always had this expression, it's either time or something else, and I can't remember what it is. Or just like whether you're black or white, but I mean, people always acknowledge that anyway. Right, just, oh, only white can ever win if you play it perfectly, evenly. Okay, I guess we can do yet another one that I wasn't expecting because that one ended so quickly. See, this is what the permadeath standard inspires. You should try to play better. You know, you should try to play like this anyway. Just always play to win, but I'm really not. Again, draws don't count against it. I can draw as much as I want, and it doesn't count as a loss, so I get to survive and play another day. Maybe I should try it on the 2D board just for the fun of it. Harmon wins. What is that really what it was, I wonder? She beat him once. And 10, 15, 16. So basically it's just a window dressing, you know, you get the little theme park design, the lore of the universe, but other than that, it's just like any of these other games. But here's my advice to the developers. Make it so you don't have to subscribe to Netflix to be able to play it, and I guarantee you it would be way more active and way more popular and everything like that. It's enough of an advertisement for Netflix just because it has the series stuff in there, but I guess it's assuming that you've already watched the series because, you know, you wouldn't know what any of this shit is otherwise, so why would you even care? But no, it doesn't look enough like her, actually. I like how everybody says that too, like, oh, her eye is kind of weird or something, which obviously some people like that and find that attractive or whatever. But the point is that you're basically in a position to, say it like, you know, there really are people who have all these different idiosyncrasies and, you know, quirks to their look. So if you look at it like that, then, you know what I mean? Like, why would that be an exception? Like, oh, there are people who really look like that, so what's the problem? But that doesn't actually pose a threat that I can tell, so I don't see why it would matter. You're moving so robotically. Like, why are you, first of all, why are you moving so fast? I'm almost offended by sometimes how people play. Like, why are you moving like that? Why are you playing like that? Why are you moving the queen so much in the opening? This is a dangerous spot to leave the bishop in, though. You shouldn't rely on the knight for anything ever in the game of chess. You can go to here, but the reason why you maybe don't want to is because it's not covered, and then I don't care. Like, look, the guy's practically pre-moving when I can't even seem to figure out how to pre-move in a game like this. You can always go back, or you can just cover it with the thing here. But yeah, you're exclusively moving the queen. This is how I would sort of play when I was a kid. You're threatening that. It's not really much to calculate from their perspective, from them, because you're not actually, they're not playing anything. They're not, yeah, it's called the Queen's Gambit. That doesn't mean that the only piece you move is just the fucking queen, dude. So now I can move the bishop anywhere I want. I probably should have tried to go in a different direction with it, actually. These knights look kind of weird, like they're looking the wrong way. You could almost get the bishop trapped the way that I'm doing this. Kind of dumb. Or you could trap the queen, but not really. Um, is this kind of proving that there's bots or they're just this bad? That 1400, I mean, it's not that bots can't be good, but that 1400 would have made it seem like, you know, that felt like an authentic player, even if... Okay, I can't do that. Oh, wait, shit, did you trap my knight? Are you really this good? Yeah, this does sound like the music from the show, actually. You gotta exploit the fucking IP of anything that, you know, nothing can just be sacred or good anymore. Like, oh, it was just a good show, and then you're done with it. No, you gotta exploit it, make a game out of it, etc., etc. So again, I'm taking these people kind of lightly, but we can rise to the occasion like we showed the game before. I don't really understand what this guy is doing, but fine with me. Or they could have even done that, but no, it'd be cool to see that the 2D boards for some of the other ones are different, like, you know, different settings that you can choose, so it would be vastly different, just like the other boards are. You can still take a while to end it, but I guess it's just my own fault. They can take there, doesn't really bother me. Maybe I'm just too mean, or my expectation is too high with some of these people. Like, maybe he's just a bad player who's actually 700 elo in an inflated mobile game. Like, why am I so surprised? But it just doesn't feel... I don't know. I would take, they would take... oh, they do actually have another... Like, they're not doing anything, or they're not even trying to do anything, and it's sort of like the time discipline. It's one of those fallacies, like... I would take, they would take, I would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. It's a fallacy, like, oh, I'm not good at it, so I'm not even gonna try. But that's the opposite of what you should do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not good, you should try harder, or you should realize that the people who are good aren't good by accident. They're good by actually the nature of, by putting forth effort in, right? So you're kind of shortchanging yourself. People do that in school all the time. Like, there was this girl who was always like that. She'd be like, oh, I'm not smart, haha, like kind of laughing it off. But, or like, I'm not good at math, or whatever you want to say, right? But you're not putting forth the effort that people who are good. So if you really cared, you would do it, right? You would study or whatever. And if you didn't care, then... right, then that kind of explains itself. So don't tell me that, oh, somebody's just naturally gifted, smart, this and that. Give me the, okay, you want to actually put forth the effort and realize what it takes instead of glorifying it. That's what people always do with chess. Like, you glorify from a distance on a surface level, like, oh, it means that basically, can we do another one? Let me see. Yeah, sure. this isn't a permadeath run, it's a speed run. It means that you're not putting forth the adequate effort, and you're kind of taking it for granted and taking it as a false inherent that you would, like, automatically... I'm always white, by the way. That's why I'm winning. How do you even do those? I don't even know how you do any... oh, like this. Beth Harmon doesn't seem like the type to do that kind of thing either. She's, like, kind of serious of a disposition. She was born just to play chess, and she has no other depth to her personality or character. And not saying she doesn't, but she's kind of a little stick in the mud. Exactly what a chess player would seem like. Oh, here we go. Wait, but you can't even do it. I was expecting that little fork weird play, but... okay, dude. What are you doing? Naruto 2.0. Okay, I can't explain how these people are playing, but I'll take it. This is how you play down in your competition and get lulled into some weird thing where you expect something different. Right, like, you will actually play worse because that's a hard temptation not to go for. Right, that because they're so bad, you're not even trying. Okay, let's see. Ring the thing there. 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 Okay, let's see. And a lot of these people are moving their queens like super early. I wouldn't think that they're bots, because why would they bother doing that? And, you know... Okay. Fuck. They move so fast, though, with such conviction in what they're doing, too. He did a little emote, too. Right, that would almost make you think it's got to be a player. Just trying to castle. It's just too easy to the point where it's not even fun. I'm a regular Beth Harmon over here. This is what it feels like. Beth Harmon Simulator. But again, I beat a 1400, so you're trying to tell me, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is negligible. Even once I get my elo up to a whopping 1400, give me like a provisional boost, especially for beating somebody that high. I'm going to make people quit the Queen's Gambit mobile game. I wonder if they're actually fans of this show, or if they're just kind of... I'm not a fan of the show. I even said that I, in many ways, didn't like it. I thought it didn't treat chess properly. I thought it was kind of just using it as a prop. I thought that, you know, it doesn't use enough game theory. It's kind of one-dimensional, predictable. Yeah, I'm not even looking whether there's a mate. Like, I don't even care, but you could go to the dark square. Go to here. Pretty much a mate, almost, but what you can do is you can block, but then it leads to a mate anyway. Yeah, let's just speed run this shit. I thought I would do some of the campaign, but... you know, whatever. We can get immersed with just doing this, too. Checkmate, okay. Over 800 elo. Maybe that was the biggest mistake I made, is just saying that I was a novice, because now it's going to put me at some stupid rating. Maybe it was only for the single player that it would do that, but... or no, I should try to recreate what you were actually playing as in the show. Like, who is what. But... I obviously don't remember that, so I don't know. Yeah, you could do like a really good RP with this, like dress up like Beth and do it with face cam, like if you're a Botez sister or somebody, you know, who's inclined to do that kind of stuff. Get really in the spirit, as much as everybody likes to throw it out there as a reference or whatever, that, oh, do you like the Queen's Gambit? Do you like the Queen's Gambit? Have you seen the Queen's Gambit? Everybody would, you know, ask that of chess streamers all the time. I mean, this is cool. You have stuff to work towards here. What are these? Are these like the okay, the avatars? These are backgrounds for what though? For the board, or for like for what we're looking at here? Frames. This is okay. Let's try to trace back the story events. The gym is like where she plays that one guy that she ends up going out with or something, I think, right? And then Alma's house, I forget exactly what that is. Is that not just her house? Like, I forget. Mariposa Hotel is like where she takes her mom when they like go on vacation or something. Beth's house that she ends up buying. Moscow Hotel is like where you have the final showdown, I feel like. Moscow Park. I forget what some of these even are. There almost aren't even enough of those in there. Badges, I have a decent amount of currency. Again, I don't mind this because you're not really using real money, but I'm sure it has like some sort of, or maybe it doesn't, but it has like some sort of microtransaction economy to it. I mean, this is like a fun little bonus series. I would love to see how it presents the story, but I don't even feel like doing it right now. I want to save it, and we'll maybe do it later. But no, this could be Permadeath too, but maybe I'll keep them separate. Not that I'm going to lose anything ever anyway, but... this is obviously with the janitor. You got a mailbox. This is just kind of amusing to me that you... oh yeah, we didn't get to appreciate the little stare and everything here. Does she wear a bracelet like that? I don't remember that. And what is this on her hand? That's supposed to be a ring, or it looks like almost a scar? I can't tell. Badge rewards, brand new feature for your profile, earn badges, August 10, 2024. Why would you randomly decide to do that? For what is probably mostly a dead game. Yeah, that whole stare was kind of very iconic and part of the appeal of it. No, this is unfair to Anya Taylor-Joy. Her eyes are like different sizes, right? That's part of the. They were sort of playing into that with the visual off the poster and stuff, and the cover art is like they know that she has kind of distinct eyes, and so they were trying to make a point of that. Let me try the online thing. Passport to or no, I don't want to do this. How do we keep getting off the screen? Let me do maybe one more. I keep saying I'll do one more, and then it ends so quickly, it's unsatisfying. And, you know, I even do a 10-minute game to try to make it worthwhile. I'm going to come to find out that this is somehow staged, but it's not my fault. Like, I'm trying to... You know, I'm trying to... play against real players, but this is maybe not the best way to do it. But yeah, that was one of the most used memes early on, whatever, because Andre would keep saying it. You resign now, haha. Like, you wrote things to Shable, who's not even good. Your role model is a fucking janitor who plays chess in his spare time. That sometimes is all it takes. Like, Vishy Anand's mom wasn't great at chess, she was just kind of okay. So maybe she's in that same tier, but then that's all it took to get him interested and to take off. Notation looks a little weird here. Yeah, you get the music, you get some of the aesthetic, the visuals, you'll have the story. They could even do voice acting. I did Anya Taylor-Joy voice act in here. Or she was so offended that they made a game out of it that's why she decided not to do season 2 that they were gonna do. But yeah, what season 2 is there to do when you already made a world champion? Like, she could train somebody else, but that was such a stupid decision that they kind of overdid it. That, you know, you don't need to win the world championship just to have a successful, satisfying story. Guest 801. Which pretty soon that's going to be your elo. Why am I white every single time? It makes it seem almost like a bug. I don't think I'm choosing to be white, like, as I'm posting the game or finding the game. Every single one, I think. Or maybe not, I don't know. Or no, I could have probably done... I'm always nervous to do that. What? These aren't even like coherent moves that you would ever make. Well, it did fuck up my castle, but there's this debate to try to get me to play like a clown too, but if this pawn moves, you could do something maybe damaging to me. But it's okay. They would take, I would take... You take with the queen itself, so maybe I'm already messing up because but they already sacked a piece, like... Now you're forking in such a way that you're guaranteed to at least take one of them. Yeah, why does everybody play so fast too? That's the biggest mistake of low-rated players. Like, just take your time and actually take it seriously. Even if you're not good, you have to at least try. Or that's even all the more reason to try. Go here. See, like, this is kind of the bad way to play, is it's like it's so instinctive that you're not even thinking or anything. You don't really get anything from that. It's just annoying, or it makes it difficult for me to move my other rook. If I take, you take, I take, whatever. What you do here is if you take, I take, otherwise, okay, fine. People are very eager to trade here in a way that I like, because that's always my style of play anyway. Now you can take here, and then if you take, I take. Yeah, this control's pretty smooth. In fact, it's pretty good on the visual too. This is like made more so for tablets than for phones, because that's when you get this kind of full screen visual that otherwise you get the stupid ass black bars. So PvZ Heroes is clearly not made for is not made for tablet. Their play is so incomprehensible that I don't even want to acknowledge that these are real people. Again, it could be my first game ever, I could be the worst player ever, but there's no such thing as what they're doing. It's not a real thing. Right? You don't play like this. You don't just sack pieces and just move so fast and just do nothing. And you could sack this, but then that would lead to you sacking that anyway. Like, oh, haha, I'm totally an expert and I totally know what I'm doing, even though I don't. Bro. Trying to bait me into the old stalemate trick, I bet. Now, it still ends up taking an undue amount of time to actually do this shit. I would take the path to getting to the highest rated player in this game possible, which again, we might have already seen them, the 1400, because who really does this, especially if it takes this long. The fact that you, so you're not only not getting better here, you're getting worse, because you're just, like, there should be a chat option, like, how do I really communicate to try to understand how this guy is really playing? It's hard to explain. Like, I've seen bad players, but this is something else. You go here, you can try to cover it, you take... They move too fast, they move too robotically, they move too badly, like everything is just limited. Right, it's hard to explain this. But no, it almost seems kind of active given the number of players that you have. Right, I've been able to find at least a couple matches. Let me double check. No, I think I just looked at it, that you can't change the increment. Is it going to be stalemate? I keep not even checking or bothering to try. Okay, so this is almost a little bit too easy. I get almost unsatisfied with that, but more info. This was a bot, by the way, who's made to simulate a player who... I don't know. Create online rank matches. How do I, like, play one? Like, there's no lobby, so what do you mean? In fact, I can't even change it. Like, what do you mean? What if I don't want it to be 10 minutes, which I kind of do anyway, but... Oh, you have to buy some in-game microtransaction to unlock other time formats. So novice, 0%. This is all to do with the story mode. These are all cosmetic kind of things you can buy over the course of the run. This is Harmon Match. What does that even mean? 74% aggression, which I'm not aggressive at all. Defense, I'd be way higher. I like reverse those. Boldness, not really. Do I get to play like a little test to do that? Game 6 total. Yeah. You never see this in chess. 606. That's how you know it's an aberration. Even if you are the best player ever, you what is this supposed to represent? Wins and losses, I guess. Or no. Playing as yeah. Why the fuck? Why the fuck am I always white? That's journey. That is incredible luck, actually. If it is just random. Novice, intermediate, something. What is this? How Harmon are you? Let's take the quiz. Want to know how much you play like Beth Harmon? Here you can find the details of it. But see, people confuse the two. Oh, that means you're not good. No, you could be Petrosian or somebody, right? A more defensive-minded player and still be great. So it's more so you confuse the two. Oh, Judith Polgar is aggressive, but she's also 2700. Like, there's plenty of aggressive players who aren't good, right? So you shouldn't confuse that with this. Here you can find details of your playstyle, compare them with how Beth plays in the show. Your graph will update after every 10 games. Well, it's telling me I'm aggressive, but that's only because I'm playing against clowns. Oh, that was my match. Well, why not 69%? It's a little deceptive because but she's even more aggressive though than 74%. She's more bold. She's not really that defensive apparently. But no, in reality, I'd be different because I respect my opponents more than what we're seeing here. Intuition. What am I better than her in? I'm better than her in strategy. Openings. This is kind of cool features that they have here. I like the commitment. If you're gonna try to exploit an IP, at least you know. So that would change definitely over time as you see we go against better opponents. That was this thing. What is this here? The news. Player crushes Beth Harmon in rematch chess game of the century. I don't remember that. Grab the latest update. Head to the City of Lights, our newest content update. Immerse yourself in a brand new location. Take on 3 chapters of Beth's journey. 3 additional chapters. Go to the App Store. Make sure you're playing latest version. Huh. I'm surprised I maybe didn't hear more about this, though. I kind of like the whole idea of it. Progress. Goals. 23 hours. What is like a daily quest type thing? Go play a puzzle. Complete a lesson. That's where I draw the line. I don't ever do that shit. Lesson library shop post box. Okay, maybe I'll do one more. I'm not satisfied with how these people are playing though. I don't approve of it. I'm not saying you gotta be great. I mean, I guess we had the one good opponent who was higher rated. We're gonna make all these people quit though. We need that as an emote. You resign now. And of course, I always give them time odds. I'm always white, by the way. Like, just always. Somehow, I'm just hacking the game, and I can just determine that. Which, again, makes it seem like I'm somehow not actually playing people, but some of them had actual, like, names and emotes and whatever. Like, what are the odds that you would do that, too? That you would get, white 6 times in a row in like a random coin toss scenario. Okay, hurry up. Maybe I shouldn't jinx it and end my win streak here. I don't want to do it like right as we find a match. But that shouldn't hurt my record or anything. It's not like I quit out of an actual game. There was no game. So let me look at my thing again. You have, what is it here? Game 606. And we got to draw 6 in a row to get the ultimate 666. So we're actually 68% match, but again, this is very misrepresentative. But I guess that's still kind of fair because if you would have, you know, you're gonna play against novice opponents anyway, no matter what. Okay, that was at least cool to try. Login rewards. No, I don't even want that shit. Okay, see you tomorrow.